In a second.
Okay. And before we go on there, Marcus, don't forget your mic.
Yeah, I got that part.
Okay.
But backwards.
We're all so giggly today.
That's a good thing. We could use
I'm
it.
so tired.
Oh,
Yeah, it can be.
Oh, see, it's just slap happy.
yep. Oh, yeah.
It's great.
I believe in you.
Someone has to.
Someone might as well.
I'll do it. I volunteer as tribute.
You volunteer as tribute. Oh wow, it looks like we're live now.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
Though a little out of order or out of sorts. But that's
Oh,
okay. Hey world.
Yeah.
Oh, we totally.
My name is I don't know, Thomas today. Cool.
I can't run the game, guys. I'm not ready for such I gotta get out of this. This is too much responsibility.
We are a little bit silly today. I'm going to attribute that to it being laundry day for me. I don't know why, but it feels like I might as well attribute it to it being laundry day. Okay. Hey world, how you doing? Hope you're well, or as well as can be expected. We love you, and please take good care of yourself. It is an important thing. Here we play a fantasy RPG where we hate fascists, as opposed to real life, where we play real life, where we dislike fascists. So you know, whatever. Let's play some games. Do people have some beliefs for me this week? Bear in mind that we're going to start our episode time-wise about 3 or so minutes before the events that concluded last episode. So we'll get to see that again.
Rough.
Yeah. Just
Rough.
to remind people of where we are. But that does not mean that you can't have a belief pertaining to that. So, because we have actually seen that on screen. So, have people written their beliefs? Let's find out by checking with Sarah, who plays Thomas.
I went first last time, but okay.
Did you?
I don't remember.
Oh, that's right, because you're so confident that you had your belief done.
I didn't go last time. That's okay.
Fair enough.
I'm still ready. Let's do
Great.
it. So, based on everything that went down at the end of the last game, and Thomas's own background, I have a belief for him that goes a little something like, as far as I can recognize, this is what the gods returning to this plane looks like. I will do what I can to enable this, but I will not harm my new friend if I can help it.
Okay. Do you have a methodology of helping in mind already?
I'm really hoping I can have this conversation with him.
Great.
And he'll have some ideas.
Sounds good. Yeah. So I think the belief then is probably something closer to I'm going to talk to my patron about finding a way to bring the gods back or something like that.
Yes.
To make this all work out in a
that
positive,
is the vibe.
uplifting way. Yeah. Yeah. It's possible this event was something that your DM did not fully prepare for, and that's okay. Gotta love some good GM stuff. I think that's the best sense in the world. Cool. Going around the circle, Juniper, do you have a belief for me?
Yes, I feel like Juniper doesn't have enough information about what just went down, even though she knows what it was, sort of. I mean, it's obvious to have formed a belief beyond, oh God, is like someone, and are the people affected by this kind of thing okay? That's a given. So what I'd rather do would be, her belief would be that when they get to doing the warehouse thing or any of the when they're doing their mission, to find a way to implicate Evangeline in the mission itself.
Ooh, I like it. So your plan is to make Evangeline Corella, who we know is a traitor to this organization, make her actually guilty of the crimes of this organization.
Yeah, make her a triple agent instead of a
Yeah,
double?
I love it. Frame her. Oh my God, I love this plan. That's a great plan. I'm super down with this. Okay, that brings us to Kaz. Kazan, Nia, do you have a belief?
Yeah, I want to murder Homicide, the Ashen One, because I want to break my curse. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna come after Mela stepwise at some point, being as big of a target as she is. So I'd like to talk over some safety measures with her.
Okay, that sounds like
I can stick by her side, be there whenever he arrives.
That sounds like a great plan. I love it. Marcus playing Tis. Do you have a belief? Oh wait.
I can if you want.
No, I can't reward you for it. Sadly, you're not from this campaign.
Oh, doesn't even go here.
I don't go here.
It's like giving you a grade in a class in a school that you don't go to. Well, Marcus, you get an A in my heart. Jess, Sawin, do you have a belief?
Yeah, I'm reusing the one I had last time, since the dream is split. So, Sawin is visiting Tis in the dreamscape during a tumultuous time to get and share information that he thinks is important for his friend to know.
Excellent. I love it. We've also added a new mechanic this week where you guys are going to have a group belief to get rewarded upon. I proposed in the Discord that the group belief be about the warehouse, but that's up for debate, obviously. If anyone wants to propose a different group belief, please feel free to do so. It is your group, not my group, in this case.
It's your group.
It is my group. I mean, it's my group in the sense that it's our group, but the belief is player driven.
Well, it's the people's group.
There you go. Anyone want to propose a different belief, or are people happy with that belief? We could also have a belief about Evangeline Corella, who people dislike, or Ashen One, which people dislike, or Primarch Magli Blackice. Sawin/Jess.
Oh, does it have to be about the people? I was just more saying that maybe we should have a belief of trying to keep as much peace as we possibly can in Racy, given the fact that the sky just cracked wide open.
Look, we told them what was going to happen if there was no justice. I'm just saying. Well, you know, actually, now that the gods are back, would there be a way to contact them to prove that? Oh no, that'll come up during the game.
We don't know if that's what that means.
We don't know. Yeah.
I mean, warehouse is definitely a time-sensitive thing. However, I feel like the entire group is going to have immediately forgotten that it exists in the face of what just happened.
I think that's totally fair, and
microcosm.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. And if you guys want to push for something else. That's totally reasonable.
Before we took the break earlier this summer, at the beginning we had a week's gap of time. When we went on break, we had like 3 or 4 days left. If we don't do it tonight,
you still have. I mean, at the rate that this game moves, it's not uncommon for multiple sessions to cover a day, and that's perfectly fine. That's not exactly uncommon. Marcus can confirm. I don't know how long have we been. I guess 2 days in the tomb, and it's been 3 sessions so far with the tomb.
I can't really tell anymore, honestly.
Yeah, me either.
It blends together like real life.
The fantasy days are blending together too. No.
Yeah. And then our Sunday game, I think we went 7 sessions before a long rest.
if anyone from the Sunday game is watching, I'm gonna need you to take a breather. Like 15 minutes. Go to the library.
Y'all need a timeout.
2 of my players from yesterday's game, after the game, made cookies and then drove them to my house and gave me cookies.
Oh.
It was the greatest event in my life. People were curious.
Sweet.
It was very sweet. To be fair, they live in San Francisco, so don't.
I love Sunday games,
those of you
but
who live in Kentucky and/or Georgia and/or the East Coast, I expect you to do that. Okay.
If only we could travel by map.
Teleporting would be dope.
Tell them that their love language that they're speaking might be acts of service, but my love language is lack of giant catastrophes that impact the entire multiverse.
I will let them know that you have said this, and they will.
Thank you. I love them.
They are in conflict over multiple things that are going on now. They have many moral dilemmas. They don't have the clear moral compass that your group does.
Yeah, clearly.
Are you sure we have a clear moral compass?
They're moral at this point?
Comparably, I would say, maybe. I don't know. Right now, they had a session where they debated the ethics of mind control aliens and whether they should allow them to control people's minds.
Oh yeah, I listened in on that. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome. Okay, guys. So do we have a group belief? Maybe we don't start a group belief. Maybe we're too chaotic to have a group belief right now.
I think a belief we can all agree on is the attempt to maximize collateral damage. Like, I like what Jess said about trying to keep. What?
You said maximize? Do you mean maximize or minimize? I could see either belief being okay.
Yeah,
possible.
I'm wondering.
Look, I've spent the last weekend writing a bitch of an essay.
I'm not
so everyone get off my lap.
No.
No, that was me. That was me.
I literally was saying that I could see both Sawin or Jess's proposition that we minimize collateral damage, but I could see a flip side, right? We could, you guys could go the opposite direction, maximize collateral damage. Say, hey, look, this is proof that the gods have turned away from our leadership.
Oh, if only we were that smart, but no, tragically. I think Juno, does Juno have the brain cell right now?
No.
I mean, at one point in time, Sawin did say that, like, he was really considering becoming, like, right-hand man to the Primarch, and
Jesus.
like actually letting on that he is a conduit. So I mean, I could wake up from this dreamscape and go to the green space and like do thaumaturgy and just be like, listen.
Yeah, I mean,
our time has come.
Oh my god.
Well, to me, it sounds like the group is not centralized or organized enough right now to have. Oh, Sarah?
Before I misspoke, my thought was going to be that, per what Jess was saying, it sounds like something that we can all generally agree on. If not keeping the peace quotation marks, is to try to minimize collateral damage within the city.
I don't think Kazan agrees with that. I might be wrong, but Nia seemed to be pushing you back.
What happened?
I'm not.
I didn't hear. Sorry.
Oh, you're not pushing back. Okay.
No, I'm not.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't hear. I'm sorry. If that was, I did not mean to ignore.
No, you're good.
We were laughing. It's easy to understand. Okay, cool. Yeah, minimizing collateral damage. That sounds like a reasonable belief. So if anyone this session takes action that specifically is targeting the idea of collateral damage from the fallout of the sky opening up, then that would count towards a point for all of you. So hey, you can earn a point for your friends. Isn't that nice? Okay, well, let's dive on into the session. So, situating everyone again, just so we're clear where we are. Thomas and his patron are in the ocean, swimming. It's nice. His patron seems antsy and nervous and senses something that is unpleasant going on around here. Kazan is hanging out with Juno and talking to her mother on the moon, because her mother is a moon person. And her mother is being accepting, which is nice. Juno is there with Kazan. Juno not doing anything super emotional right now, but very aware of the sky, because you're looking at 2 full moons in the sky right now, and things are happening. Meanwhile, Sawin is in the dreamscape with Tis, chatting about things. And I think that is where we will start. So Sawin, Tis, take it away.
If I'm not mistaken, the last thing we saw was the souls of every past conduit, past dozen, dispatched.
Yes. There was a desire to jump backwards in time a little bit and re-see that, and I and sort of have a moment to do any extra RP before that happens, and so I am allowing that rewind to occur, of course.
Yeah, it's been a week and I didn't write down. I was bad. I didn't write down the things I wanted to do, so they have gone from my brain.
Yeah.
I didn't know if Tis had any other information that he wanted to share or that they wanted to share before screaming entities hit the fan.
Yeah, if anything, I would have Tis would have started talking about the extent of Hubert Songshore's, because that's what we initially had meant to call about, or meet about. The extent of his control over the expeditions into the Tomb of Akarut.
Cool. Well, let's start with that.
Yeah. Conduit step aside. I had wanted to meet you here to talk about Hubert Songshore. I had only heard the name in passing before you had told me to look into him, but pretty much immediately after, I found that he owns everything on the campsite that's hosting everyone going into the tomb. He owns the garbage. He owns the walls, like literally everything. And I messed up. I got too loud about wanting to resist using his resources. I don't know. But I caught his ire, his gaze.
Okay. I would like to use. I know I said I didn't want to touch anything in here, but then I went ahead and made chairs. What I'd like to do is I'd like to walk up to Tis and so someone's gonna look at you, Tis, and ask if he can touch is it a spear or is it a staff?
It's a spear.
That you have. If he can touch the spear.
Of course, here. Tis will present it.
I'm gonna cast Glyph of Warding on it. Oh, sugar! It takes an hour. How does time work in the dream space?
Time works funkily in the dream space. So
okay,
do you cast Glyph of Warding?
Yes, I am going to do that.
Then you cast Glyph of Warding.
So Tis, you'll be able to basically utter a word, and you'll be able to trigger this. So it's nearly invisible. It'll require an intelligence check for somebody to check against it, and they'll have to go against my spell save DC for it. And it'll do lightning damage, and I'll put that stuff for you later.
But it does 5d8, I believe, if you're casting at 3rd level.
That is correct.
Great. So Tis, the way we'll rule this is that your staff now has essentially, your spear, the Dreamer's Thorn, now essentially has a charge of 5d8 lightning damage. So
that's a lot.
You can use it to either like have it be defensive. So if you're sleeping and someone comes up and tries to steal your staff, it can trigger and kill and shock them dramatically. Or you, because it's attached to your spear, could use it offensively. So you could stab someone and then trigger this and do an extra 5d8 lightning damage. But it's a one-off.
Well, that's dependent. If Tis leaves it sit for a whole year, then it becomes permanent on the weapon.
What?
Yeah.
A year? That's a long time, but that would be so worth it.
That is true.
I like that we're doing this over across space and time. It's got the force, funky force stuff in Rise of Skywalker. That was one of the cool parts of it.
Yeah. Okay. So here we are.
So, so someone will explain what it all does, and he tells you the word that you'll have to utter to get it to do the thing. So Songshore owns everything at the campsite.
Practically, he owns the potion shops, the resources, the workers. It's, as far as I can tell, it's everything.
Well, that's really strange, considering that what level of a politician is he? He's not very high, right?
Doesn't seem to be, although you did see him at a meeting with the Primarch and that weird creepy child.
I didn't see him.
Not you. Sorry, Thomas saw him. By you, I meant collectively.
Yes, I know.
And Thomas did tell you.
Yeah. Well, like I'll share with Tiss that like he's like while he may have been in meetings with like the Primarch, like on paper, he's not been a politician for very long. And I was in the process of trying to figure out where his money's coming from in the first place, because you don't just magic money out of air. Although in the Primarch's case, he might as well do that.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Um,
Well, I don't think it's coming from the tomb, but he seems established already, so it has to be from something other than the tomb.
Oh, I had a brain blast. This is over the table. I think I partially remembered what I wanted to do last week. So, just to recap, Tiss saw the fish hook in Samhain.
Yep.
Does Samhain see anything like a line from Tiss to something else?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Okay. My boy's not bright. Oh, I got a 19 anyways after shit talking Samhain.
Yeah, he seems connected to the spear. But it's not a fish hook, it's just a line.
Does that line go off in any direction while we're here?
It connects the spear to Tiss's heart. It almost looks like a very faint, illusory string of light. And it's very pale. It's easy to see through it.
Oh, so is it like a white light or?
It's greenish in tint.
Okay. And the dome's behind us, right? Is there anything leading from the dome outwards, or no? The dome's just sitting there?
The dome is just sitting there right now.
Okay. Has Hubert gotten anything of note from the tomb? Things that maybe we should be cognizant of in Racy that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of. As far as I can tell, his employees, I don't know, they seem as bent on getting valuable things out of the tomb as anybody else. They're prone more to robbing people for valuable stuff, but they don't seem to be looking for anything specific that I've noticed.
How many groups are at the tomb? I thought yours was the only one that was going to be there until you told me that. Until I got wind that Songshore was also going there.
There's several. Songshore. Some people seem to be there of their own individual aims. I met a nice, interesting kobold arcanist who's very ill and looking for a cure.
Ill with what?
I don't know. Something that none of my healing could touch. This
like
is
a rot?
sorry. Something along those lines. It seemed to be deteriorating her health. She hacks and coughs and stuff. But magical maybe, or a curse of some kind.
Do things wither underneath her touch? Can she do healing? Have you seen her try to do healing?
No.
No, right?
You have not seen her try to do healing, nor have you seen her touch anyone.
I haven't seen anything wither under her touch, and I've never seen her try to heal anyone, so kind of, I don't know on both accounts, but probably not.
Okay, well that's something to just keep in mind. There is someone in Racy who has the ability to give the rot to people, so just be mindful of that if you need to do healing on others, I know that's your duty, your calling, but just be aware that there are people who have that
it's going around
type of magic on them, and it might harm you more than you might be able to help somebody else.
Do I know them?
It's said that the Tawani prince has the gift of the rot.
Tawani prince.
Yeah, Prince Alepum, Prince.
Does that name ring any bells?
Yeah, you can. You're into the -1. You can roll a d20.
Okay, I actually have my sheet up if you are okay.
Oh, even better. You can roll your int score. You can roll. Sorry, this will be history.
History. Okay. 15. Not too bad.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. He's supposedly the current heir to the defunct Tawani throne. The Tawani throne obviously has been completely overthrown, and so no one really takes that sort of thing seriously. But people talk about him with grudging respect as a military commander, though no military people speak of him with grudging respect. It is other people who speak of him with grudging respect because he has, quote, led military campaigns and won, but the people working for him do not like him and do not like his tactics and do not like the way he does things. He is known to be ruthless and I'm comfortable saying cruel.
Okay.
He goes by another moniker.
Other than Prince, that's already so campy.
So I mean, it goes from jokey to the more macabre, but in other circles, he calls him, or other people call him the Ashen One. So if anybody says that they have had run-ins with the Ashen One, they are one and the same.
Good to know. There was so much going on.
Because I dropped the existential crisis onto your lap by telling you that the gods were locked out of the house. Would you like to speak with the stand-in for Yemis?
Oh, yes, actually. I'm actually doing okay with that. Better than I thought I would conceptually, but absolutely, yes.
Alright, it might take me a moment, but...
You can just do that? Oh, is that a conduit thing?
Yep.
That's amazing.
it takes a little bit of work, but there's a line that goes from you to your spear. I'm assuming that's the same line that puts you in touch with them. So all I have to do is follow the trail. We can walk. It shouldn't be too far. Not really far in this space.
Okay. Just really quickly, we'll bless both of us. Bless them both. Yeah.
And then I'll just grab Tiss's hand, and we'll see if that does anything.
It absolutely does. But I think that this is the point in time where our sky rends open, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Cool. So the sky rips open. Green flame rips across it. Souls screaming at you in every direction, from every direction, coming towards you, just agonizing and talking about their pain, trying desperately to get your attention. It's a lot going on right now. There's just panic every step of the way. You feel instantly overwhelmed. I need a charisma saving throw, and that you are blessed.
Can you briefly remind me what bless does for my charisma?
You get an extra d4 on your saving throws.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Just a D4.
Cool.
Working with level 1 and 2 spells.
Ha! I mean, I could add the 4 onto my 26
You
for
should.
the saving throw. Yeah, I will do that. I will I will most certainly do that. Hang on 1 second. 1d4.
29.
29.
Excellent. Yeah. So you are able to clear out most of the people. You're able to ignore most of their voices, most of the things that are speaking to you. But one or maybe two stick with you.
Okay.
And you just hear them whispering in your ears, whispering offerings, whispering deals and agreements, and constantly the sky around you is still ripping itself apart. Everything looks like a lot is going on, and you, particularly when you were in the dream world, or this dream world, or whatever this place is, are particularly attuned to these sorts of things. So I think that you, Sawin, feel physical pain as the sky rips itself apart, in the same way that Thomas's master cries out in agonizing pain as the sky rips apart. And I think that actually, Tiss, you as well, you actually crafted this dream world. You too cry out in agonizing pain as this is going on. And Kazan, you feel nothing, but your mother screams in pain, and your connection to her is suddenly cut off as the sky rips itself open.
For the voices that I can still hear, what do they sound like? Do they sound like ones I've heard before?
No, they're both new.
Okay, but I can tell them apart from each other?
Yes, there's one that there's one that's more mask sounding, it's deeper and more resonant, and there's one that's more femme sounding, although it's also it's more like it's a lower feminine voice, not like a high one, but they do respond to male and female pronouns respectively.
Okay. So what are their offers? Like, just out of curiosity, I just want to know what they're saying to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. So it's a little confusing because they're both speaking to you at the same time. They're not waiting for each other. But the the male voice says, "Your quest is vengeance. I am not one of these liars who claim that I could bring back your friend, but I certainly can give you the power to remove the obstacle in your path. If you wish to remove the Blackice, his soul can be ripped from his body, and we can replace it with something more to your liking. It would be as easy as breathing for me if you just let me in." And the female one speaks to you differently. "I don't know yet what you care about. I will, I promise, I'll get to know. But with me, we could bend oceans to our will. We could control the weather, the storms themselves, the seas, the airs, everything. I was once it all, and I can bring it all to you again. And together, we could do so much." Those are the offers right now on the table.
Okay. So that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
How does the...
Neither of them, interestingly, neither of them are that seductive. You've had offers before that are so seductive that you're magically compelled to make saving throws. The way that they got over this hump, right, of getting to you, of being able to speak with you, being able to unable to tune you out, was not through charm magic or anything like that. This is some other factor is at play to determine whether you could tune them out or not. Mm-hmm. But they're just going to stick with you as you're here and constantly talk over you.
That's fine.
Yeah. I'm not, because I find it rude and difficult to listen to. But just know that there's a constant yakking going on next to you.
Yeah. So while this is all happening, I'm just gonna try to lead in close to Tiss and go, "This is new. This has never happened before. But this is not because we were trying to talk with the god stand-in. I don't know what's happening. This hurts. This really sucks."
Yeah, that sucked. Was that from holding hands? Were you right about touching that? It was bad.
Yeah. Can I see the line now that I'm like touching Tiss?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you absolutely can see. There is a line from the middle of Tiss's skull that was definitely not there a second ago. But Tiss's reptilian skull, I think it's sort of in the like purple patch on the top of his forehead, is just going straight out in a direction, in a perfectly straight line, just like the other lines that you've seen.
Okay. How's the temple looking? The dome.
Yeah. It also. That's a good question. Oh my god, I didn't even think about this. You're by the dreamscape of the temple. Cool. Yeah. Oh god. You see that there is a magical arc that surrounds the temple that is glowing purple. And you get the feeling that it's always been there, but you haven't known how to see it. And now there is a massive crack in that arc. So whatever is in that temple, or whatever that temple is keeping in there, is no longer going to be constrained by the temple.
Yeah. So someone's just gonna like after like yelling at Tiss what's going on, his vision's gonna pan to the temple, see the crack, and go, all right, yeah, no, we're leaving now, and we're going to find your god stand-in, and just starts walking in the direction of the line.
I think Tiss will follow his gaze and see the temple too.
Mm-hmm.
Or the tomb too.
Absolutely.
And kind of mouth,
Yeah.
oh fuck.
Yeah. Tiss, you have possibly a better understanding of what that means.
Maybe, I think, yeah.
We'll find out. But you are definitely aware of this point in time.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. So the two of you start following this line, looking for the god stand-in. We're going to jump back to everyone else and first before we see our Yema stand-in and see how everyone else is reacting to this. So Kaz and Juno, I'm going to start with you, and then we'll move to Thomas and his patron. So Kaz, you are suddenly cut off from your mother after you hear her scream in pain, and you see the sky around you ripping itself to shreds, green flame pouring over, then a wave of blue and a wave of red, but it never seems to go below the sky. It's just always in the sky, these colors just waving through, but then there's this aura of almost vibrating green energy floating above you. And as it continues through it, you see that the stars themselves have changed.
Shit, Juno, she started screaming. What's happening?
I don't know. I mean, she stopped talking to me when she started talking to you. I think I don't really know what's happening.
Oh, she's got to be okay. We have to find out what's going on. Where do we go?
Yeah.
What do we do? How do we get to the sky?
Okay. I don't know how to get to the sky, but maybe we should something's breaking up there. We should make sure everybody else is okay, and I think I should probably tell Stepwise, because people are probably going to look at this and think that like angry gods are killing us all or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not, though. I'm sure they're not.
I don't know. But look, you're right. We should make sure everyone's okay.
And then we'll make sure your mom's okay.
Please be okay. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, all right. I'll climb back down into the window, just staring up at the sky like, man, I need to like draw this or something.
Yeah, does the moon look any different?
The moon looks fine, although this rippling effect seems to be just on the other side of it.
Okay. I'll tell Kaz that, because I think I would have picked up the mention there that Alam had told me that the veil between the other world and ours, or the barrier, is just beyond the moon.
The covering, yep.
The covering was just beyond the moon. So I'll bring that up as like maybe it's something to do with that, and because it was so close, maybe that magical effect just got to your mom a little bit, but she'll be okay because she's not directly, with it. She's just nearby.
I'm gonna hold on to that hope because I don't know how else we can find out what's going on.
It's okay. We'll do another sending, and I'll head into the bedroom. So I'm now not on the roof anymore. Mm-hmm. Where would Stepwise be at this hour?
Typically asleep in her own bedroom.
Great. Are you ready to break into somebody's bedroom while they're sleeping?
I mean, is her door special? Will anything happen if I just kick it down?
I put an alarm there every day. But yeah, okay, hold on. So I'll you know what? I'm weirded out enough at this point. I'm probably just gonna swing the door open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you trigger? Do you trigger your own alarm? I don't even know how that works.
No, I wouldn't. The alarm would trigger if someone other than me does it, and I would be the only one who would hear the little bell noise.
So I have to describe this image because I think it's so funny. Mela Stepwise, an older wizard folk, wizened council member, wrinkles and sort of dry patches to her skin all over the place, is wearing a very poofy cotton nightgown with that is pink in color, but with blue ruffles on the edges, and she's wearing a nightcap on her head as well that is matching, and so it is also pink but with blue ruffles. But she has stood up and is leaning out the window. You are not waking this woman up. This woman is awake and staring at this, trying to analyze what's going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I just swing the door open and I'm about to be like, Mela, I think the curtain between worlds is hi.
What? Oh, Juno.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. You can come in. It's fine. She's wearing fuzzy slippers.
Hey, where do you think Juno got her sense of style? I
mean,
yeah. So Juno's no problem with this. Yeah, so she walks on through, and alarms can be tripped if Kaz comes through, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so suddenly there's this braying loudness.
But only for Juno.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right. So that just happened.
I'm at a loss for words. I don't know.
We think it might have something to do with the curtain we were talking about.
Covering, yes.
Covering
is I am not being prejudiced. Where's Sawin?
We're about to go check on him.
Yeah, we should check on him.
We need
first.
to check on him now.
The sort of freaking nonsense that happens when conduits are running around willy-nilly. That's what I'll tell you.
It probably wasn't his fault, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think he has the power to do something like this.
I don't. Maybe.
He's a conduit.
I mean, he could, but he has no reason to. Okay.
No one is very mature and in control of themselves. They've proven that over and over again.
Yes.
Sorry, it's just.
I know. You have a history. It's a thing.
Already having a very pleasant dream.
I'm sorry. Well, we'll handle making sure. Yeah. I'm glad we're not the only ones who feel that way, even though you can tell that Juno's not glad that they're not the only ones who feel that way. Yeah. And she's gonna just look at Kaz like, what do we do?
Well, I think I feel a very sudden worry for Sawin, so maybe we should go check on him first.
Yeah, let's go. And before I go, I'm just gonna real quick just pop a new alarm spell on there.
Oh, don't bother. I'm getting up. I'm going to.
Okay.
I've got to go to the council chambers. We're going to have to figure out how to deal with this immediately.
Yeah. All right. Good luck.
I might also have to stop by the newspaper and give them a statement. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to say. Jeez. By all the gods in the oceans. Please bring us calm waves. I need to change. Okay.
Okay.
Get out! Shoo! Go!
I'm going.
Find your friend. And update me if you can, if you learn anything of pertinence to this. Otherwise, please leave me alone. I've got a lot to deal with.
Yep. On it. Guys, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
So where are the two of you at?
Probably go to Solon's place first, yeah?
Perfect.
Yeah,
Then we are going to go
discuss.
check on Thomas and his patron. So Thomas, the sky above you rips itself apart. It looks very scary and alarming and magical, and scary and alarming and magical. And your patron is just screams in pain for a second. Just, oh God, oh God, oh, ow. You're muted. You're muted.
He lives on my skin. Do I feel anything?
I think you feel heat. It feels like parts of your skin are like on fire. It feels almost like a rug burn that just appears on you. Yeah.
Like when you take both hands on somebody's wrist and you just twist it really hard, and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
your mom yells at you to calm down in the back seat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Have you ever felt like this before? What's happening?
I don't know. Oh God, the pain. Oh God.
Where is it coming from? Can you tell? Is it the gods?
Yeah. You need to like calm him down a little bit for him to focus. You have that capability,
Okay.
but I feel like there's some sort of role here to do that. I feel like it's like a persuasion check or something like maybe. Yeah, I could see. I feel like that's not quite the right vibe, but whatever. I'm gonna go with it. It's a persuasion check.
Okay. Give me a second. My computer is at level with my gen.
No worries.
Due to vanity reasons.
Approved.
Persuasion.
Yes, indeed.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, it's taking 10 million.
No worries.
We're doing this in real time.
No worries. Welcome to live. Okay. So you get a 9.
Can I use No, I had to use inspiration before I rolled. Never mind.
Yeah. So he's just focused on the pain right now. He's just like, this hurts so much. I can't. Oh.
Okay.
I've
All right.
never experienced pain on this level. Oh.
Thomas is gonna be swimming back towards the ocean because the last thing we need is a jellyfish on top of everything else.
Yeah, sure.
Or back towards the shore. That is.
Sure,
you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Sorry.
Yeah. No,
Scrambled.
I got it.
He's going to. I mean, he doesn't really have anything for healing. I think the closest. I wonder if he can even do it. He's going to try to. And usually I have him use this for intimidation purposes, although it says it can frighten or charm because I've got a complicated relationship with charm-based spells. But because it's his patron who the power literally comes from, and I don't even know if this is going to work, he's going to try to use Fey presence to kind of try again to calm him down, like, oh, you know, it's going to be all right. You know, I'm here. We're going to figure this out. You know, we're going to get through this together. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, that's perfect. Does that have a spell save DC or anything like that?
Yes, it is a. Pretty sure it's charisma, which means it is.
Your spell save is the same for all spells. It's on the top right.
Oh my god, sorry. Actually, I mean, I don't know that it's a spell save DC. I think it might be a will save. Oh, it is. Okay, good.
You only have one DC
15
for all things. Okay.
Oh, good.
15.
That makes it easy.
Okay.
Sorry, it's been a couple months since I've done this.
No worries.
Ah, boo.
Okay. So he begins to calm down a little bit as you're using his own power on him, and starts to like Give me a minute. I just need a minute.
That's all right.
Oh God. So you crawl out of the ocean.
Yeah. Gonna keep watching the sky while he's trying to breathe, or whatever it is that he's doing.
Yeah, you may think you're doing that, but actually, as you crawl out of the ocean, you see lying on the beach, unconscious, is Mercury.
No. He's gonna scramble over to him. Crap, he doesn't have any healing at all. Mercury, hello. Crap. Okay, he's gonna gather him up in his arms and kind of cradle him and be like, all right, you keep breathing. I'm sorry. I know the ocean is here and you might need that, but I don't know what to do. He needs help.
Oh, it's fine. Just, can you try not to use anything for, just a couple minutes? Don't use your magic.
If that makes it worse, then certainly, yes.
Thank you. Just a couple minutes, I think. It'll be fine.
We're going back to the temple.
Okay, yeah. So you start making your way full speed back to the temple, Mercury cradled in your arms, and you are there pretty quickly because the temple is relatively close to the ocean. We determined that already, and so you make it there. What's your intention here?
Well, he needs to be at the temple, period, because people are going to have questions about the gods. But because his kind of following is also kind of aware of Mercury. He's hoping there may be some herb or something that they're growing or something that they have that can be used to bring him around.
Yeah, absolutely. So you go into the temple. Who's like someone there that helps you out a lot? This is a new NPC. We don't really know this person, but someone who's around a lot, who is not your spy person.
Right. I imagine there's like one or two like older folks, maybe not quite so much, but maybe there's like a very, very elderly brother who is not ambitious and just likes to work in the garden, or maybe there was like someone who was like 2 head priests ago and he's retired and chilling and like 104.
Yeah, sure. So we're gonna name them. What do you want to name them? Do you want to name them, or should I?
I don't know.
Cool. Okay. This is Brother Kylar Story Song, and he works in the garden. And he's there, and he's working in the garden late at night, and actually not working in the garden at all. He clearly was in the garden, but is staring straight up at the sky as these events go on, of course. And you come, and he looks at you, and says, and these omens, what do these omens mean?
We're going to have to read them. We're going to have to cast something. The ceremonies, and we'll figure that out. The second this happened, Mercury fell out, and I'm trying to figure out if it's connected in some way. Do you know if you have anything that might be able to bring him around? We can figure out if it's connected.
Yes, of course. Some sort of, he's flying creature. He's magical of some degree, yes?
I believe he has a little bit of poison.
Excellent. I will
if that
avoid
helps.
The fangs. And he starts going through the garden immediately.
It's a little bob on his tail here. He like takes a handkerchief and wraps up his little tail.
Yeah, of course. So this guy just, Brother Kylar Starsong, just goes into the garden and starts ripping through things and like grabs a little bit of this plant, a little bit of this plant, and then like walks over to a spot and pulls out a bag, and in the bag reaches in and pulls out a mortar and pestle and just quickly grinds these things into a small little paste, and just can you hold open his mouth for me?
Yes, I do so.
And just takes a little bit of paste on his finger and just sticks it on Mercury's tongue. And like a second later, Mercury, oh, ugh, ow, boss, that tastes horrible. That's not fish.
I'll never cease to be amazed at how quickly you can. I mean, your encyclopedic knowledge of this place is beyond me.
Why the hair? I'm not even hair. Ugh, what's on my tongue?
Great. What did you feel? What happened to you?
I don't know. You were out there swimming and talking, and then I looked up. The sky started doing something, and then I passed out. Ow.
No answers there. I'm glad you're all right, my friend.
Yeah. Ow.
Kyla, thank you so much. I'm going to have to. Excuse me one moment. I'm going to go pray over this. I need to grab some things. If anyone encounters you, let them know that we're working on this, and we're going to be casting some bones and working over this.
I'll move myself to the temple floor so that supplicants that enter can ask questions. I won't have any answers, of course, but
I'll be there shortly.
Try and provide comfort.
Of course, I'll join you soon. This is too much for one person, but if you can grab anyone else to help you.
Yes, of course. And he makes his way to the center of there. I think he walks very, very slowly, despite the urgency of everything, because he's 104.
Yeah, he's chill.
Yeah, I like it. Cool. Okay. Let's cut back to our other scene, or one of our other scenes. Oh yeah.
Sorry, really quickly. Am I getting any kind of feedback from my patron right now?
Not yet.
Okay.
We'll get to that in the next scene.
Okay.
Kaz and Juno, you arrive at Sawin's house. Desrich is a nice new house. Very pretty. Yeah. Do either of you have the key? Would Sawin have given the key to either of them?
Would he have?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably not.
Just because he's super paranoid about everything right now.
I strongly agree. I think that's appropriate.
Like he trusts these people with his life, but he just does not need
a key,
an extra set of keys going missing.
Yeah.
At any point.
Oh yeah, I get it.
What are you talking about? It's not like any of us are surrounded by incredibly shady people.
So the door to Sawin's place is locked.
Correct, with multiple locks.
Oh,
is there a window?
I remember that lock.
That we can see in, at least see through?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could look through a window.
Okay, let's look through a window. Do you want to... Mm-hmm. Are the windows very high, or can we both do it?
I think one of you might need to lift the other one up.
Can you lift me?
I can't.
Yes.
I cannot. No, I can't.
Okay. Oh, right. No, you can't. That's right. I'll just pile up some rocks so you can stand, and I'll just try to jump. Yep. Take a look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're jumping, taking a look. Roll a perception check at disadvantage.
I'm trying. Okay, let's see. It's taking a moment to get to perception.
No worries.
There we go.
13, not bad. Yeah, you think you see Sawin's unconscious frame on the bed in his room, but it's hard to get a good look because the lights are out.
Okay. So while I'm jumping, I'm like, I think he's asleep. Not sure. He's on the bed.
All right, I'll knock. If he is asleep, he should wake up, and I'll knock on the door very hard.
I'll keep jumping.
There's no response.
No response. Okay, if he was just asleep, I think that would have woken him up. Should we just break the window?
We can afford to replace the window, yeah?
Probably.
Okay, yeah, let's break the window.
Okay.
I love how Juniper used the royal we, but Sawin because
okay. Yeah, so how are you breaking the window?
Well, Juniper stacks some rocks. I'll pick that rock up and just throw it.
Roll an athletics check.
Cool.
The window shatters under the might of the rock that you throw.
Right. I'm gonna go ahead and just hop in. I know there's glass, but it's all right.
Yeah, sure. So I think that there's no way for you not to take a little bit of cut damage, but it's pretty minor. So we're just going to give you 1d4 glass damage. 2 points of damage.
Okay, and then I'll quickly unlock the door for Juno.
Okay.
Thank you.
It is not quick. It's like 5 locks.
As quick as I can manage with my cut hands.
Yeah. So you unlock the door, and you guys have now broken successfully into Sawin's house.
Okay. Juno, you should check on him. I'm gonna hang back, just in case.
Yeah. So I know that something magical is happening here, so I'm not sure if detect magic is going to be I mean, technically I could learn the School of Magic. Yeah, I'm going to see if this is a magically done thing. I mean, I feel like it probably is, but I'm going to cast detect magic then.
Okay, where are you casting this?
Over Samhain.
Okay, so first things first, you notice that Samhain's nose is bleeding.
Crap. Okay. Oh, okay. Never mind then.
And then you cast detect magic, if you want to.
Yeah, I think I'll still cast it. See what kind of magic he's under.
Sure. Sure. Hold on 1 second.
I have Dream up with you. Want me to read stuff off?
No. Dream is just an illusion spell. I am aware of that. But actually, what happens now is you are attempting to cast detect magic while magic is going insanely haywire right now.
Right.
I need you to roll a charisma saving throw, Juno. Yes.
Oh, I was just gonna say I also have non-detection on me.
Also true. That's even funnier. Great.
Yeah.
You get +4.
I get +4. That's right.
13 is unfortunately still a failure. So you are hit in the face as you turn on your detect magic aura by all of the abjuration magic that seems to have been shattered somehow and is just raining down on the planet all around you. In fact, as you turn on detect magic, you see essentially shards of abjuration magic falling to the ground, hitting people left and right, and stabbing you psionically right now for 27 points of psionic damage.
Ooh. Jeez Louise. 27. Okay, that brings me down to a lot.
That's not good for a wizard.
Definitely not good for a wizard. Okay. I just that hurt.
So I think we have this great moment here, and I just want to give a moment to Kaz to roleplay this, because Kaz, you see Juno is in pain, and you know what your instinct is in this moment, but you also know what you can't do in this moment. So I just want to give you a second to show us that.
Oh yeah, and this seeing Juno curl over in pain, seeing Samhain bleeding from the nose on the ground. Of course, I want to raise my hand and instinctually activate my lay on hands, but I just kind of have to put my hand down because the energy is not healing. It's just necrotic energy.
Okay, beautiful.
I don't know.
And then, of course, just for the record, Juno, Samhain has cast non-detection, and so you cannot tell what magic is on Samhain to make it even worse.
Nope, not at all.
But you can tell that Samhain has non-detection cast upon him. So I think actually your detect magic, as it goes towards that, you see the rain falling down, this abjuration spike range falling down, doesn't pierce the non-detection spell.
Right. Okay. Ow. I'm okay. And she's very obviously not okay. She's still on the ground. She's just lying there I'm good. I'm good.
You aren't. What happened?
I think doing magic's going to be a little rough for a little while. I think the curtain, I keep calling it the curtain. It's the
covering.
The covering. Why do I always get that wrong? I
think
the covering.
It's a random word that I picked. Why wouldn't you get it wrong?
I think that the covering, it may have exploded, and there's a lot of abjuration magic, and apparently that hurts. And that's new. That's new. But I think that we might want to wait this out. If he doesn't wake up soon, I'll try to cast Dispel Magic, but it might just dispel his non-detection spell.
And with that look of worry upon the two of their faces, I think we cut back into the dreamscape. Samhain and Tis, are following this lead.
Hopefully doing double time.
Yeah, moving as quick as you can, following this lead. And around you, the world changes. This was Tiss's dreamscape. But following this, Samhain, you enter back into the realm of the stars, and then move from there back to a new realm, a realm that you've never seen before, a realm that you've never been in before, but it's very clearly the heart of this this line. You come to a place of corals and reefs and beauty and serenity. And the line just sort of stops in the center of this place, doing nothing there. But it's one of the most calm and beautiful places you've ever seen in your entire life. It's actually, considering all the chaos that's been going around, it's quite peaceful here. And as you cross into this place, the two voices whispering on either side of you dissipate, and the distant screams that you've had to cut out from the back of your mind fade to nothing. And here you are in sort of this very peaceful coral reef. Tiss, this is the most lovely place you've ever seen.
Yeah, Tiss is weeping. It's beautiful, yeah.
So Samhain just like so all the screaming has stopped and we're just in the ocean.
Yes.
Yeah, so Samhain goes, not every line is as beautiful as this one. But this is where your stand-in lives. And then Samhain goes, I guess like he'll sort of like he'll sort of like bow and like in the general direction of like where the line had stopped. And he goes, we wish to talk with you if you have a moment.
You hear nothing? A fish swims by your ankles.
This is bizarre. Normally they're keen to talk to me. They're quite chatty. Are they speaking to you at all, Tiss? I mean,
I don't think I hear anything.
The fish is continuing to do a figure eight around, actually a figure eight on top of a figure eight, because it's swimming between all of your ankles and back and forth.
What kind of fish is it?
It's a small tropical fish with red and white stripes. Is it a clownfish? I don't know my fish names. I should know my fish names, so I think it's a clownfish.
Orange and white? Yeah.
Orange and white. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, it's clownfish. So, like, Samhain will, like, look at the fish and then, like, go to, like, cup the fish to bring it up to eye level to look at it.
Yeah, it flies up with you. It swims up following your hand's path. You don't even have to touch it.
Are you the stand-in?
It swims forward and like starts investigating your cheek, giving you like little fish kisses on your red cheek.
Oh.
Dope ass cheek, whatever we are. Our marbled cheek.
Okay. Well, I don't really want to do this because it's going to be a lot more noise than what it actually. Yeah, I'm not. So, can I walk forward into the empty space where the line ends? Is there anything there?
There's more fish. There's an angelfish. There's an eel. It's a bunch of sea creatures. It's a very lively place with a lot of animals. Very peaceful, though.
Well, this is bizarre. I surely expected someone to be here. Like a large entity to be here, at least a voice, because that's what has happened in the past, but it appears that your stand-in might not even be a stand-in at all.
Can I cast Speak with Animals?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to do that.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to say?
Hello, everyone. Is everyone that's here now, is anyone missing?
Everyone's sort of looking around. You see a fish come up to you, and it's an angelfish with a long top, and looks at you and sort of shakes its head.
I think this is it. I don't entirely understand, but I think this place itself is the stand-in. That doesn't entirely make sense to me.
Can I cast Detect Thoughts on the angelfish?
Sure. It doesn't resist. And you hear the thoughts of a fish, of all things. But probably more complicated than most fish can think. It thinks, welcome travelers.
So then like Sawin's just gonna look at it or like address the group as a whole. Are you the stand-ins for Yemis?
They sort of look at each other and look back at you, and you hear from the angelfish, you can hear my thoughts?
Yes, I hope you don't mind. I cast a bit of magic to be able to communicate with you. It seemed that just speaking to you wasn't enough.
This place is Yemis.
The ocean is Yemis?
No, this magical realm that you're in, the coral reef, this place here, it is Yemis.
So there's no stand-in?
What is stand-in?
A replacement.
We are Yemis. We have been Yemis for a long time.
So are the gods back then? I was under the impression that Yemis wasn't around, and that there was someone filling the role of Yemis.
You see a feeling of total clarity suddenly, like they didn't understand what you were talking about for a while. And then one of the fish swims over, the angelfish swims over to the rest of this fish, and suddenly they all start merging into one shape. It's made up of all these fish, and they're all individual, but it's a slightly long-limbed reptilian-ish person, but made up of fish. It has the shape of a reptile person, but made up entirely of these little fish swimming together. And it opens its mouth, and its little eel tongue starts waggling back into the throat so that it can speak, and it looks and says, "Ah, you seek the old one. The one that was Yemis before."
I am very young, and I have only begun to understand how this all, and then like Sawin gestures at everything, works. This is my friend, who's a devotee of Yemis.
Hi.
We recognize you, Tis.
Cool.
Tis, are you still crying?
Yeah, probably. It probably hasn't stopped.
The chain told us that they were the stand-in for Tamden. So I had assumed, I guess incorrectly now, that all the gods got stand-ins.
That is one way of thinking of it. For us, we always thought that Yemis was more of a title than an entity. And so when the old one left, we took his place. We took their place and became the community of Yemis.
I suppose that makes sense for you.
We are Yemis.
Yeah, I like so like Sawin's like turning the gears in his head. He's like, that would make sense because Yemis is based on community, so therefore it wouldn't be just one person replacing a community. Would you be so kind to tell us what's happening now? Something has happened and it's causing me a great deal of pain. I don't know what's going on.
It is the sudden influx from elsewhere. The covering has been shattered.
Who did it?
The Kava. The covering was their protection of the world. It was also what caused the old ones to leave. But for some reason, the covering has been shattered now. It is very recent. Within, but an hour of now.
Does that mean that the old ones are going to return?
They could. They might. They may. But mostly.
So it just floats. Like, I'm very defeated. Like, he just gives lip. Okay. Just when I thought I had everything figured out, it is now, I have no concept of understanding anymore.
Tis, you have been away from the waters for some time.
I can't even tell how long now, but it's been too long. Far too long.
Your skin will dry.
It already has. I think it has.
The reef is a place of safety and of community. Are you safe where you are? Do you have a community?
Hard no, soft yes. Respectively.
Are you building it?
Yes, I'm trying to. Tis is avoiding eye contact, fish contact, whatever it has for eyes.
Yeah, I think it has, I think one eye is a sea anemone that's just like sticking out like rays of spines coming out. Yeah. And the other one is just like a gap and like a fish tail just wiggling there.
Yeah, so Tis is not looking at directly at either of those. Yes, I'm trying.
We feel each time you use your magics.
See, I thought I had been devoting myself to the idea of community, but it's literal. I'm devoting myself to you all. Is that right?
We are the idea of community.
Just nods quietly, solemnly. Still weaving.
You have been a good supplicant to us, Tis.
Thank you.
Bring more into your community. They don't need to worship us, of course, but bring them together. Unite them.
I will. Can I ask something?
Of course.
If the old Yemis does come back, what happens to you?
We don't know. Communities change. Yemis may have changed. The old ones certainly have changed. as we have changed.
Do you recall what the old one was like?
Some of us do. Parts of us.
This will do the, like, Roman Emperor, thumbs up, thumbs down thing. Like, what's the verdict?
Yeah, and the reply is, Yemis helped unite Chalestra, a land of sea and reefs, of study and beauty, of many tribes and many beliefs. Sometimes he did that through bargaining, and sometimes he did that through the sword. But he always did that. Tis.
Yes.
Your friend. This floating mass here.
Someone.
He seems stressed.
Oh, I think maybe more than anyone I know.
But he is your friend?
Yes. My closest one. My last one.
He is part
maybe?
of your community?
Yes, without doubt.
Would you have us grant him a boon?
Absolutely, yes. He did something for me and I felt bad I couldn't do anything of equal measure. So that would be nice.
And Sawin. And I think a fish just swims out. I think it's the same confish from before. Swims out of the middle of the arm and comes up to Sawin and just like looks you right in the eye, Sawin, making you a little cross-eyed because it's right next to your face. And it looks at you and says, "You are already working to protect yourself, to make a home, a mind that is a trap, to prevent others from harming you, from controlling you. But sometimes you need a little more. Sometimes you need assistance. And sometimes you need a safe place to rest. With this pearl, and a clam opens up, and you see inside a pearl. If you hold it in your hand and speak our name, you and anyone with you will come here to be able to rest and be safe."
Could I, as a side note, could I hear Yemis talking to Tis, or was that just
Yes.
a one-sided conversation?
No.
Sawin will bow first. Thank you.
Know this, though. We can only have it work one time right now. So use it when you and your community need you to.
Understood. Thank you very much for this gift. Hopefully, maybe we can visit under better circumstances in the future.
This place will always be here. Tis. A minor gift for you, some might say, but one I know that you'll treasure. Look before you, and in the sand before you, you see a bag form. And on the bag is printed the image of a starfish. And on the other side, an image of a fish. and on the bottom, an image of a sea urchin. Just like they're all swimming there, almost like a little mini aquarium. Take this bag. In it, you will always find fresh water from home.
Just cries harder. It's like projectile now. Thank you.
Sawin?
Yes.
Someone is very worried about you.
Here? Or the waking
They're looking
world?
at your body in fear and concerning.
Yeah, so Sawin will like bow again. Thank you again for this gift, and then he'll turn to Tess and go, "Well, my friend, it's time to go."
Has enough bad stuff happened that we can hug and it's like not a big deal?
It's at this point, buddy.
That's what I'm saying.
It's okay. I think it's okay.
Tis hugs the shit out of Solomon, and he casts Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Thank you. I don't know how much damage I took from being like screamed at, but thank you.
This creature separates itself back into its communal sense.
Is that cool, Matt? Can I do Cure Wounds?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That's 17 healing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hopefully that carries over into IRL.
And I think with that, Tis will depart, and we will take our break. Hey world, we are back. Hope everyone is doing well. Please, as always, take care of yourself. That is a very important thing. I value you, I value your life, and I value everything about you. So please, please, please take care of yourself. And if you are yourself doing well, do your best to take care of some other people as well. Find people to donate time to, as long as you can do it in a socially distant way. Find people to donate money to if you have money to spare. Find a way to help anyone and everyone that you possibly can. Someone who is there behind you. Doesn't even have to be like a huge gesture, right? I had a friend who's going through a hard time, and yesterday I just decided I'm gonna record myself reading them a poem, and then I sent it to them. You know, just little things like that can make a huge difference to people's life. So do your best to find a way to help and support people who are less well off than you, particularly BIMPOC and LGBTQIA plus people. It's a hard time to be one of those people right now in this country, in this world. Also, people who are suffering from the pandemic or coronavirus. Hey, you could help coronavirus patients. That's a nice thing that you could do. Just a suggestion. Anyway, if you are enjoying our content, please check out some of our other stuff on this channel. We've got shows every Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Monday, Thursday, and Sunday are all shows that are taking place in the Shimmering Seas region. Lots of good and beautiful stuff happening there of all sorts. We just had Tis guest star in this episode. If you enjoyed them and their awesomeness, me too. It was great, but you can catch more of it on Thursdays as they crawl through a dungeon made of traps and evil people and weird people doing weird and evil things that may suddenly have an opportunity to get free. I wonder if they know that and what that may mean for the world and whether dark magics will be able to break them free of a dungeon. Interesting. And then on Sundays, if you are unhappy with the consequences that everyone here is suffering from, say the shattering of the covering and all that good stuff, well, if you want to know why that happened, you can check out our Sunday show. It's all sorts of fun. We have a good time over there hanging out in the Kava and screwing up everyone else's life. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, there are also several shows in the Streaming Seas that are offline as well, but they're offline and they're not going to change. On top of that, our Friday show, we play all sorts of other systems. We like checking out new and unusual systems. This Friday, we're going to be checking out Beneath the Cursed Moon, which is a Powered by the Apocalypse style vampire Castlevania Bloodborne-y type game. If you enjoyed Tiss's performance, Marcus, who plays Tiss, is going to be running that. And I will be playing. I get to play so rarely, but I'm really excited to play. As will Nia, who is down there playing Kaz. So come check us out on Fridays. We have a lot of fun with that. We've done all sorts of games. We've done Microscope and Honey Heist and If Not Us Then Who. And last time we did, what did we do? Nia?
Supernormal.
Supernormal, right. Nia ran Supernormal last week. Sorry, I forgot. It's been... Honestly, it's just been normal, but I just have no memory. But we have all sorts of fun over there, and you should come check out that channel. I think the next thing after we do Beneath the Cursed Moon is we're going to do probably a 4 or 5 episode mini-series in the System Quest, which sounds like a lot of fun to all of us. So come check that stuff out. Okay, back to the story. Thomas. Hey.
Hey.
So you have retreated into your room, leaving our new character, brother Kylor Starsong.
Just for now.
Just for now, to be relatively available for people who come.
The sky is falling, but fortunately, this is not the first time he has witnessed the city fall apart. So
it's true. He's been around a little bit. So, but what are you doing?
He honestly is going to grab a couple things. I mean, he has spent his entire adult life in this faith. He's going to grab whatever he needs, whatever is typical to pray, and he's going to take this kind of moment of solitude to check in with his patron before he goes out to the altar and does that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you check in with your patron, Tamden. For everyone's falling season.
Such as it is.
Yeah.
I mean, his patron is not Tamden, but
right, such as it is Tamden. But you follow the tenets of Tamden faith, whether faith Tamden is your patron or not.
Look, he could show up any minute now.
Interesting. We'll have to see what happens. Okay, cool. So you show up to the blah blah blah. You do this sort of thing. Yeah, absolutely. So you're practicing rituals and auguries, and I think as you're doing that, you feel your patron subside the pain a little bit, and says, "That was a lot. A piece of me was severed. I am weakened."
What piece? Can you identify it? What can I do to help you?
The barrier that was erected to protect this world when the gods left. We've spoken of this, yes?
The ones that those, well, heroes or whatever you would call them, they put that up.
No, it's more complicated than that. I may have misspoken, I don't remember. They made it so that the gods were mortal, and the gods stopped spending time here. And because they weren't here, it opened the planet to other forces, predators. And to protect the planet, I think the Kava put up the covering, the ancient Kavanians, long ago. And as part of the covering, all entities within this planet, each of us is part of it. Part of our power maintained it. And so breaking it is like losing a foot. A little. Although it doesn't really work like that. It's a portion of my power.
Is this something that you'll recover? I mean, if you were a person, I'd get you to a healer. Or, a flesh and blood person.
If I could find the power that was lost, I could probably return it to myself, but I am plenty powerful without this piece, as it were.
I mean, that's not my chief concern. Are you going to be hemorrhaging all over if I lost a foot, I'd bleed out.
It's not a body. It's not the same as a body.
I understand, but as far as the metaphor, like, is this something that's going to cause you to continue to decline, or are you stable?
I'll be fine.
How can I help you be better than fine? Are you still in pain?
A little, but it is manageable. I'll probably be in. It's like a wound. It'll take time to heal, but it will heal. I think.
And if I don't use and if I don't draw on any of your magic, it will help you heal.
No, no, I'm fine. I just needed. I apologize. You didn't do anything, so it doesn't matter. But I took the magic that I had granted you back into myself, so that I could mitigate some of the pain.
Good.
But it was a temporary fix, and one that was immensely helpful. But
well, if I'm shite at healing on my own, I'm glad I was able to do something to help.
Yes, no, your words were comforting. It's just it wasn't enough. But yes, you have your magics back.
I mean, I'd
you're fine.
I'd still rather leave them be if it's going to injure you.
No, this is fine. I may have to leave you at some point briefly, just to check on my captive at the bottom of the ocean. But but you please keep on as you have been.
You promise not to put yourself in any danger. I mean, if this has happened to you, if we're at the risk of predators coming in, I mean, that thing didn't sound completely benign as well. You promise me you'll stay as safe as you can.
I promise to stay as safe as you can.
Well, it would pain me if anything were to happen to you, my friend.
I know that at the start of our relationship, I was deceiving you. I was not informing you of everything that you would have liked to know, and I am, it's a weird feeling because I'm never really had this feeling before, but I guess I feel guilty about that, and I just wanted to apologize to you and say that I am really, really sorry that you were trapped.
I mean, there wasn't anything you could have done about that. It's all right. I know that, I mean, being the concept of imprisoning things, that may not help with what you're feeling, but that wasn't your fault. People in this world are going to do what they will, and I don't really
No, it was me.
What?
It was me.
You couldn't have caused Sunera to invade everything. I mean,
well, no, but it was me. I was prayed to help imprison people.
I am surprised that people would know about you. Goodness. I mean, in that way. Are you sure you're not a god?
It wasn't. It was a conduit on the Suneran side.
Ah.
And they called out, and I answered, and I helped, and I did what they wanted, and I helped them slay many Celestrans, and I helped them kill many, and I helped them paralyze many, and I helped them imprison many, and I helped them hurt you. And I'm sorry. And I'm sorry I didn't tell you before this. And yeah.
I mean, do creatures such as yourself have some kind of power we don't, to see the way that things are going to fall out before you take an action? Did you know everything that would come to pass?
I can't see the future.
Okay. Well.
But I could see the pain I was causing as I caused it.
I am glad that your friend advised you to look a little more closely at people. I'm glad that you were able to do so. It's been a long time of coming to terms with everything that happened in those years. And I would think that I'd feel differently, some sort of catharsis about finally having an answer as to why it had to happen and why I was not more able to protect people than I was. But I think once you realize that the best you can do for people you may have failed is to continue to step forward with the things that those experiences taught you, and use them for others instead. I mean, use them to I apologize, I still have trouble speaking about it, apparently. I forgive you.
You may. And I am grateful. But it's important to me that you know that I don't.
That's a very human feeling. I can see why it would unsettle you.
Yes, I find it quite discomforting.
Not physically, I hope. We can't go through that again just now.
No, no, I'll be fine.
Well, there's rather a lot going on right now in this moment. I think you should focus on resting before you go and go diving for sea monsters or whatever it is you're planning to do. And I've got to deal with the world falling apart, but that's all right. You need sleep anyway.
And I think you hear very quietly in your mind, all right. And then even quieter, barely more than a whisper, you hear him whisper, I don't want to be what I've been anymore.
That alone likely means you're already metamorphosizing.
There's no response.
All right. He's gonna square up. He's gonna, run a comb through his hair because seawater. And he's gonna, change really quick and he's gonna go pray.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Do you pray in public or do you pray in private?
I mean, in the sense that people are probably starting to come into the temple and the altar is like kind of out there by the long pool.
Yep.
I mean, it's not going to be completely private, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So I think as you leave your office wearing your vestments, immediately you hear people like shouting. There's a swarm of people here, people clamoring for answers. And as you step forward, you can see that like your acolytes and your tenants and Brother Kyler Starsong, among others, even your spy assistant, they're all trying to like calm people down and like, but people are panicking.
Yeah.
This is end of day stuff. No one is treating this like normal. This is not a place that is used to this sort of nonsense. Even the war was like something that they could understand. This is all the more terrifying because they can't understand it. Even the people who slept through the event itself, like their neighbors have woken them up at this point, and the whole city is abuzz with terror and screaming and like people doing all sorts of things. I'm gonna elide because I personally don't feel like narrating some of the more horrific things that are going on. So we're gonna we're not even gonna content warning it because we're just not gonna do it. But there's all sorts of horrific end of days stuff going on at this point, that I don't feel the need to go into.
Yeah.
But it's very apocalyptic and people are responding very poorly to the event.
Okay, well that reminds him of something else, but okay.
Yeah. So what's your response is to walk to the front and like turn and start leading just start praying yourself?
Man, I really should have. I've been working on preparing that that public speaking bit, but I don't feel like it's appropriate for this moment that you told me to prepare. I think he is going to address them. He has to think about it for a second because he knows just like the visual of like a priest doing something is likely to calm them a little bit, or some people in the crowd too. But he's going to address them first because he can't not. He's going to try to get people under control as much as can be done.
Yeah. So what do you say to them?
That's a good question. I mean, I think he's going to oh man, what's the name of the older priest? that we
Kyler.
just specified? Kylar. Sorry, I know that Kalier was Quick Eye's ex, and it's just similar. So I was just like, am I misremembering this?
Kyler Starsong, I think is his name.
Okay, yeah. Brother Starsong, which rhymes with nothing.
Yeah.
He's going to come up behind him. He's going to kind of put a hand for like emotional support on his shoulder, and he's going to address the crowd, and he's going to say, please, everyone, we're working to get answers. We're going to be, I'm stuttering, but he shouldn't be. We're going to be performing rituals. There are rites in place for this. Everyone calm down. Stop trampling each other. Just don't hurt anyone any more than has already been done. You're in a safe place now.
What's happening?
We're going to figure that out immediately.
Yeah, roll a persuasion check. Or performance. I will allow either in this case. If you'd like to spend your inspiration. I just always want to remind you of that possibility.
Definitely considering it. Persuasion and performance are the same. I think part of it is just a little bit performative because he knows like how the visual of this is going to come over. But yeah, I want to use inspiration if I can.
Yep.
I didn't need to, but it's a natural 20 for a 27.
Natural 27. I love it. Yeah. So the crowd like calms down. Within the confines of this temple holy place, the crowd seems to calm down, and there's always a quiet murmur, but it's like the rippling of water to you. It's not distracting, and you turn and begin your prayers and supplications and whatever you're doing, and people join you. And there's this sort of oceanic experience when all these people start joining you, and all these people are doing something together. It's this coming together of people that is kind of soothing to them individually, right? It feels like purpose, even if it's not purpose, even if it's not actual clarity. The act of doing this service, even if you get no answers from it, is already calling people, and that's helping substantially. You see people come in and they come in like ready to scream bloody murder or call for answers desperately, but they see everyone praying and they just join each other. And yes, there are people who are quietly sobbing in the corner. Yes, there are people who are like praying but like twitching and looking nervous. But basically people are together. And you feel at your back a fair wind.
I love that visual because, I mean, as far as I was concerned, a lot of prayer happens in the pool. So if, like, people in just their street clothes are joining him in this pool, that's incredible.
Of course, yeah. They're all getting wet happily. Some are unable to get inside the pool because there's too many people for it to all fit in. But everyone is just doing this, right? Everyone is there together. And with the fair wind comes a breeze that causes the sea or the pool to move gently with you and gently forward. And it's not a real answer, but it kind of feels like one in this moment. Across town, Kaz and Juno, someone wakes up before you.
Oh, I'm lying next to Solon like we're bros.
Solon?
You're muted, Jess.
Of course I am. Yeah, Solomon like wakes up and like goes to roll over to get out of bed, and then like rolls into Juno. Like, I didn't put that pillow out. That's not.
Hey,
Juno, Kaz, why are you in my? Why is the window open? I had that shut.
I broke your window. I'm really sorry about that. You know you're bleeding from your nose and you don't look like you're doing too good.
Are you?
Yeah, I figured as much. A lot has happened. The kebab broke the covering, so that's great. That's great. That's just great. I have 1,000 upon 1,000 screaming voices in my head. So that's cool. That's nifty.
Are they still there?
I've tuned some of them out, but it's going to be constant. I have 2 talking to me. They want to make me offers. Those are the entities. That doesn't cover the. All right, help me board up the window, and I'll make everybody tea or coffee or eggs. I don't even care at this point what time of day it is.
Owen, is your condition worsening? Do you feel stable?
I'm okay. I mean, I'm not great. I definitely feel like I've been in at least 10 rounds with you, Kaz. if I'm going to be honest, it feels like I have fought somebody twice my size and gotten my ass kicked. But I'm okay.
Can't do anything to help you.
Oh no, it's okay. Tis was able to help me. Oh,
huh?
You.
I look around.
Yeah, like okay. Are you still you? That's
yes.
hard to ask.
Yes, I am still me. I am still me. Yeah, help me board up this window. I'll deal with this tomorrow. Yeah. So Simon will board up the window and then just usher Kaz and Juniper into his kitchen, and he will relay everything to them.
Okay. I'd like to, if it's okay, if I cast a spell on you.
You can do that if you want, but I do have the "you can't see me" spell on.
But it'll still help, I think, with your whole situation, maybe.
You're more than welcome to do so if you feel it's necessary.
It might take me a few minutes, so like while he's making bacon or eggs or something, I'll just prepare this spell. It's the Intellect Fortress. So for the duration, it's a concentration up for it'll last for a little while anyways. It says up to 10 minutes duration. You or one willing creature you see within range has resistance to psychic damage, but also advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws.
Nice. Yeah. So you take the time to cast the spell, and I think mechanically what happens here is that, but story-wise what happens here is Samhain, the last 2 voices are shut out of your head, and you have peace and quiet. Also, Samhain, I just want to point out that when you woke up, your hand was clenched in a fist, and in it you find the pearl.
Cool. Man, I wish it came on a necklace, because that would be dope.
I'm gonna unmute because there's some beautiful wire wrapping jewelry out there. I'm just saying, you can get that hooked up quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yep. Actually, someone might have something because one of his siblings is a jeweler. Thank you, Juno. You shut the last 2 voices up. I now my mind is my mind again.
Good.
For right now.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the Kva have broken the covering. I guess I mean, Kaz, you're going to be able to speak to this more than I can. But I guess the Kva was keeping the world from being discovered, and for whatever reason, that covering is now off, and not only can I hear the voices of, like I said, the entities, but now I can hear all the past conduits that have ever been, and it is going to be exhausting.
Okay. There's nothing that I can do for either of you right now, but I think the two of you should stay inside. It's chaos out there, but someone needs to make sure that Thomas is okay. So I'm gonna head out, but you two stay in here. Don't leave.
You sure you don't want me to come with you?
No. You're not doing good. Please.
Oh well, yeah, but okay. Do you want me to make you invisible so you're?
I can probably do it.
You don't have to. I want you to have every tool available to you to protect yourself if you need it.
Okay.
Well, we have Juno's glyph that I gave her. You have yours. I don't think you've used them yet, but I've got a couple of tricks up my sleeve. Wouldn't be a good bard without them, so we'll be fine. I don't think we should stay in my house though, with the window being smashed and all.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Maybe Mela will be okay if I'm sure she wants to talk to me at some point.
She probably would, but she's probably not there right now. So we could, if you could maybe go invisible, I can let you in.
Yeah.
And we can have a sleepover. It'll be great. We'll make a little fort in the living room. We've never done that before, so I always wanted to though. You know, you hear about it in the stories, but anyways, yeah, we'll go to we'll go to my place.
Yeah, and like Sasawa's just gonna pack up his spooky violin, because he doesn't want to leave that behind in a house with a smashed window. And he's gonna take some like jewelry making stuff because like to do just something with this pearl, and then just bring that with him to Mela's.
So this whole time I've been kind of just standing at the edge of the room. So I'll turn to the other two and just say, "Get back safe. I'm gonna head out now."
Okay, and tomorrow night we can try to talk to your mom again.
That'd be nice.
Okay.
And I'll leave.
I think the camera will follow Kaz as Kaz leaves. Kaz, where are you going?
Yeah, I'm actually not going to go find Thomas. I'm gonna go find my brother.
I'm shocked.
Oh,
who could have thought?
Zan,
we trust you.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thought? Okay, cool. Yeah, well, that's very convenient because your brother's trying to find you.
Great. I love hearing that.
Whoa.
And so your brother. So you're going to probably towards the temple where your brother stays.
Yeah.
And you are getting close to there when you spot your brother, and with him someone much younger than you, even probably like maybe 16, 15 or whatever, dressed very similar to your brother. Your brother's wearing full plate armor at this point, and looks at you and says, "Kazan,
I'm here.
I've been looking for you."
I've been looking for you, and I'll just jog over to him.
This changes everything.
And what is this? What is going on? What do you know?
Look, you are your mother's daughter. You were outside the inner circle. I don't apologize for that. That's the way society is, and that's the way it should be. You never really proved yourself or proved your faith, but this whole situation changes everything. So Look, fuck, how do I say this? And he looks like trepidatiously at the kid, and then like rolls his eyes and says, "Taj, you can stay too. You need to hear this as well, I guess." Fuck. Okay. A long time ago, well before any of us were born, the Kava was charged with the task of protecting the world.
Mm-hmm.
The world was a threat because there are you know the moon.
I know of it.
Right. There are other things in space out there called planets.
Yes.
They have other peoples on them, other languages, other cultures, other worlds, whole other societies, other empires.
You're talking about the covering, right?
Yes. Anyway, the covering was put up as a form of protection. It limits the amount of travel that one can travel from those other planets to this planet. It was done to protect this planet because this planet is full of resources that other planets desire and crave. So any sort of protection was seen as a good thing. Originally, there was different protection. The gods, or what's the lesser races call the gods, but it was due to events. It was canceled. Basically, they left. They moved. They couldn't be bothered anymore, and so the protection of the world was left to us. And we made the covering, a powerful shield that protected the world. And God, there's so much that you don't know, and I feel like dumping all of this is just like a nonsense info dump. Okay. There are old prophecies that say that when there's a time of troubles, we're gonna welcome 5 outsiders into our world, and they're gonna help solve the problems. Because of a separate thing, a disease that's going around the Kava and has infected many people, including, but not limited to, several of your relatives. This disease is spreading around, and it was decided that this was the time, so we invited 5 people to come in. I don't know really how they were chosen. I wasn't involved in any of that. And these 5 people came in, and they interrupted a ritual, apparently, that is the covering, because they believed that the covering is supposed to come down. So they took down the covering. And now this planet has probably a couple of weeks, by the end of which it needs to be able to portray a sense of power and strength to the outside world. Otherwise, we're just going to be destroyed.
Fuck. And what are we going to do about it?
Well, I'm quite comfortable saying that the Grand Accord is a failed experiment. So right now, you and I are going to march right into the Primarch's palace, and we are going to declare martial law and take over the city and found the Celestian Empire. And he turns and starts walking, expecting you to follow him.
I'll follow him. Is Taj following us?
Yeah. Taj has like his mouth agape. This is Taj's first assignment. He's never had to do anything before. And you remember, like, probably back to your first assignment, you were like 14 or 15 or whatever, and like his eyes are just wide, and he's like stumbling to follow along a little bit. I mean, he doesn't look incompetent. Definitely, like, nowhere near you.
Taj, why are you here? You don't look like you belong here. Why are you here?
Oh, well, I was supposed to learn. This is a apprenticeship. What do you call an apprenticeship that's unpaid?
Not a good. It's not good. I think this is enough learning. Why don't you turn around and go back to the temple?
No, Taj, you're coming with us. He looks confused for a second, but keeps coming.
Why are you dragging this kid along with us?
Because I don't want to leave him alone on a night like this. Have you seen what people have been doing in the streets?
He'll be fine in the temple.
I find your faith blindly optimistic. The covering is gone. There are literally entities older than the world itself that could come here at any moment and start slaughtering people by the thousands. We have to be vigilant to protect against that.
Fine.
You are not taking the gravity of this situation seriously enough.
Well, you can't really blame me, can you? You kind of just spilled everything on me just now. I'm still kind of grasping it.
That's why we have systems and traditions in place about proving your faith and then uncovering a little bit at a time so that you fucking morons just fucking do what you're fucking told.
Yeah. It's really come in handy right now. Everything's running so smoothly with our traditions.
Well, guess what?
And
I
rules.
didn't plan on the fucking covering coming down.
Let's go. Whatever you're about to do, let's go. I'm coming with you.
Fine. And he starts marching quickly towards the political seat in the area, expecting a meeting to be going on. Let's check in on Thomas.
Kaz? Hey, Kaz? If you overthrow his fucking city and declare martial law, he's gonna kick your fantasy Gen Z ass.
I know.
Damn. Just wanted to get that out there. Okay. It's good to know the history is a circle.
How you doing, Thomas?
Oh, he doesn't know about any of that. Not expecting it to go down.
You want to try and get in touch with someone? I think Mercury, flies over and lands, looking much healthier, and you realize that Brother Kyler, at some point in the middle of your prayers, took a break and rest his throat, to rest his voice, to rest whatever, and goes and tends to Mercury, and Mercury has that look of I have just eaten fish and I am quite happy.
Damn him. Everybody's going off like a bunch of mavericks tonight. Overthrowing the city, eating fish. Damn. Well, okay. I don't think he is going to fully separate himself from everything that's happening because he doesn't really want to break the kind of vibe that's settled over this area. And if people are going to keep arriving, he's gonna implement some protocols that happened during the war. There are catacombs under the temple where I wrote into his backstory that he and some people were hiding out before he got thrown into prison. He's going to have acolytes start moving cots and stuff in there for people who don't have a safe place to go back to. He's going to try to get some tea and get whatever kind of light, simple, but healthy. If we can get some biscuits out for people and stuff like that. He's also going to grab normally he'd grab a kid or something, but it's obviously not safe out. So he's going to try to find someone who can he's going to try to find his assistant because he knows that she is capable of taking care of herself.
Yeah, absolutely. She's somewhat of a spy. Yeah, absolutely. I think also you see Alka and Svapri are there. And they're
oh, good, because that was what I was going to have her do.
Yeah. Oh, no. Alka and Svapri are here. They're the first among the volunteers. Even though they're not acolytes, they make sure that you see them. And then immediately, instead of turning to pray, they turn to help people. Oh, if you wave them over, Alka just walks over to you.
I'm so glad that you're all right. I was going to send Arena down to make sure that nothing had happened.
No, we were able to get the fire out, so we're okay.
The fire?
Our neighbor, just decided this was the end of days, I guess. Or something.
That's all right. That's all right. I mean, it's not all right. But you have a place to stay, I promise. And we're going to help you rebuild and going to deal with that as well.
By Tamden, Thomas, stop looking after us. We're here to help you. What do you need? Both of them. And Alka just sort of looks at Svopri, and Svopri is like scolding some young acolytes who are like folding sheets ineffectively or something like that, teaching them how to fold a sheet. You know?
Nice. If people show up who are injured, brother Starsong is likely to need a hand. I expect we're going to be seeing a trickle of that whole night. Sometimes are probably going to be busier than others. If you could sort of stand by in this area and help people who come in with injuries get to the healers.
Of course, yeah. No.
Thank you, my friends.
Of course. Mercury lands on your shoulder and without any sarcasm says, "What do you need, boss?"
Go and find Blackberry. Could you please make sure that, if he's able to get to us to the temple safely, or if he's able to get to whoever's place is closest to him, help him with that. Keep an eye on him and keep an eye on the streets and make sure he can get to safety if he's out.
Do you want to do the ritual and copy me first, in case you need more of me?
You know what? That's a good point. Yeah, he's just gonna cast Flock of Familiars right there.
Yeah, absolutely. You get a flock of your of Mercury's. If you don't mind, boss, I'm Prime. I'm gonna stay here. Hey, go get Blackberry.
Right. What's it?
Swoops out the window.
They're likely going to be meeting at the palace. If there's a way that one of you could try to get in and kind of stay adjacent to whatever conversations are happening, even if it's just hanging out in a hallway and seeing who passes by, as close as you can get to whatever seat of power.
Sure, boss, no problem. I have an idea for that, actually, and B starts flying off.
Let's see. Let's walk and talk. He's gonna head to the kitchens, and he's gonna get like a glass stopper of like coffee or something if he can.
Yeah, of course.
Like not too big, because
you've got a in-house like cook. I wouldn't call him a chef, but someone who produces food and is paid to make sure that the acolytes have food in-house and things like that. And they weren't working tonight, but obviously when they saw this, the first thing they did is they came here and started working.
Nice. Yeah. Love it. Well,
these are all those leadership tests that you passed earlier, all those charisma tests that we were making pass earlier. So
heck yeah. He's gonna he's just gonna scribble on a note because the sky's falling, and he's gonna like wrap it around the little thing of copy. Again, not too big because they're pseudo dragons. He's gonna be like, "Can you take this to Old and Quick, guys? Thank you so much." He's gonna need that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course. I love it. Yeah, and the cook turns to you and just says, we'll need to find more supplies. I have a feeling things are going to get worse before they get better.
Of course.
Don't
what supplies
the temple funds aren't enough we're just going to need to feed people. People are going to stay here. I think injured people are going to stay here, and scared people are going to stay here. And you, Thomas, you haven't been in charge here long, but I know you, and you're not going to want to turn anyone away.
Naturally, of course. He pops the silver chain off his neck, like the blingy, like expensive-looking necklace that his friend the high priestess gave him, and he's just gonna shove it into a runner's hands and be like, "Sell that, get what you can. Everybody turn out your pockets."
Yeah, okay. Yeah, roll a persuasion check.
Damn, that's an 11.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so people start turning out their pockets, and like many people are. The problem is that there's all like I think fundamentally, because of all your leadership checks, you get like a +5 to this basically, so it's like a 16.
Okay.
Nice. But the truth of the matter is that a lot of people in this moment of crisis, their first thought isn't everyone. Their first thought is, yeah, but me. And so we have sort of that moment of.
I mean, that's fine. It is what it is, but we need.
Yeah, but there's definitely people who are helping and things like that.
Yeah, we need a display that,
it'll last a little bit. It'll last a little bit, but it's definitely not going to last forever. Your silver locket was a pretty powerful gesture, though, and people are impressed with that. So that ekes out a little bit more from them, and we'll figure out the mechanics around this later. But broadly, yeah, this will keep you going for a couple days at least. But if this lasts longer than that, there's going to be problems.
Yeah, we'll burn that bridge when we come to it.
Mm-hmm.
As far as how are we on food? What do we have right now?
We're just doing basic fare. I'm making it taste as good as I can, but
of course.
I'm more worried about lasting than anything else. So we're overflowering things to expand it out a little bit. I've got a veggie pate that's pretty good that I'm spreading on some fresh bread that's in the oven right now. And he turns and he shouts and says, "Hey, kid, get over here!" And like some little kid comes running over and like, "Yeah, set that water on." And he starts like ordering the kid around to help him preparing things, and like he's just gonna keep cooking.
Great. Okay. Thomas is gonna head back out to I'm assuming it's mostly herbs out there, but if there's if there's anything at all edible in the gardens of the temple.
Yeah, definitely. There good. Definitely is some. Some of it's a little early still, but some of it's just right. And so people come with you, and again, some brother Kylor, I think, brother Starsong, just walks over and like, should we start harvest early?
Oh, we're starting it right now.
Great. And he calls over. So he just screams 7 acolyte names and get out of here, and they start coming and doing things.
Well, by right now, I mean in about 10 seconds. And is his assistant near him?
Yeah.
Okay. He just wants to know where she is. He's going to kneel down. He's going to get his hands in the dirt, and he's going to cast plant growth.
Nice. Yeah, I love it. This is what level is this at this point?
I think he is at. He has 3rd level spell. Yeah, it's a 3rd level spell. It's his only 3rd level spell. But Great. He wants to use the version of it that is not a ritual, so it doesn't last 8 hours and just enriches the entire land. Like that, there will be time for that. Right now, he's focusing on normal plants within 100-foot radius that become super plants.
Yeah, perfect. So plants start immediately growing. And Brother Starsong sort of frowns a little bit and says, "I guess it's necessary, but I don't really approve of magic when hard work is going to do the job." But
we can't all have your green thumb, unfortunately. Some of us have to cheat a little bit, brother.
Whatever you say, High Priest.
It won't happen often. Yeah, and he's burned on spell slots for now, but he's just gonna kind of keep trying to get people settled and handling things where he can and checking in with his dragons.
Perfect. Kazan and nope, sorry, not Kazan. Juno and Samhain. Are you making any stops on your way back to Melos? Or anything?
Samhain would really love to go see Josen and I've forgotten his mom's name.
We're so bad at NPCs.
It's okay.
It's okay. The cute kid and his mom.
Yeah, the fish rots from the head, as I say.
I can recommend dating them. They become a lot more memorable that way.
I have it here as Ati Laka.
Ati?
As mother of Joshin.
Okay.
I think we may have changed that at some point, but Ati. Oh, Ati. Yeah, that's right. It's Ati.
Okay.
I'm certain of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little bit the wrong way, but you guys are up for doing that?
Sure, I'm up for it.
Yeah.
If someone needs it, yeah.
Yeah,
someone needs it.
No worries. Yeah. So as you guys are wandering through the city is in total chaos. People are using this as an excuse to attack people randomly on the street. There's several different fires. Some people are trying to put them out. You see a shipyard is burning entirely. An entire fleet of merchant ships seems to be on fire. and everything is just like going crazy. People are just losing certain impulses and things like that. Yeah, it's definitely it's a very stressful.
Okay. How much longer until we hit Josen's and Ati's?
Yeah, probably about 15 minutes at most.
Oh, all right. This is a lot. Is the sky still changing color, or is that? Yeah.
It's definitely contributing to people going crazy a little bit.
Okay. I want to make sure that Josen and Adi are okay, but at the same time, I also don't want this, and he like gestures to everything going around them to keep happening this evening. Well, the whole city's gonna burn at this rate.
How do we stop it?
I don't.
What if
the ideas that I have are I put a target on my own back and say what happened to some extent, not all of it. Just that, or say that it's a warning only.
That might still make people think that it's a warning of like the end of the world or something.
No, it's that's fair. That's fair. I don't really know.
Maybe we could you could disguise yourself as the Primarch and tell everyone it's fine. You know, he's probably going to do something like that. I mean, he's probably not going to tell everyone it's fine. He's probably going to say it's something about, you know, God's having a baby or something. They just gave birth and there's a new baby god who is now in charge of Celestra or something. That's what I'm assuming he'll say.
I mean, I could probably do that. But at the same time...
Oh, go for it.
He's in a meeting right now with Mela.
Yeah, he is. I wonder how long that's gonna take. They know the city's burning.
Yeah, I think we should make a decision after we hit Adi's house.
Sure.
But that sounds like a better idea than the two that I had.
So I think at this point you hear Ati's voice in the distance. Help! Help! Someone! Please! Anyone!
Yep.
Oh no.
Sawin's booking it.
All right, I'm running too.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys are running as fast as you can, making it very, 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 very quickly at this point because she's in shouting range. And you see Ati, a fire has leapt from one house to another house, and her house is on fire, and a beam has fallen down. And Jocelyn is trapped under the beam, and she's trying to lift it, and he's like a little bit out of it. The smoke is getting to him right now.
Oh, yep.
Colin, what are you doing here? Wait, no, help! Please, this beam, it's heavy, but it's hot. And you look at her hands, and her hands are covered in burns.
Okay.
Yep. Sawin's already lifting. Is there a way for me to like, with Thunder Wave, I can push something 10 feet?
Definitely, 100%.
I want to do it in such a way that I'm not going to hurt Josen.
I presumed that when we
and I'm not hurting anybody else.
Yeah, of course. It'll blow it into their house. You may destroy some of their house.
Okay.
I've also got Mage Hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like 10 pounds, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sawin just tells everybody to back up, and he's just gonna, like, clap his hands, and he's gonna Thunder Wave the beam off of Josen.
Yeah, can you roll an Arcana check to me for control?
Oh god. I'm gonna use inspiration.
Great.
Please do.
Fuck!
So the thunder wave is very powerful, and you hit the beam. The beam doesn't hurt Josen.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Because I can't take it. The beam does fly really far back, though. It actually breaks the back wall of their house, and this beam on fire hits the next door house, and the fire continues to spread.
Fuck. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Sawan's just gonna grab Josen and.
Sawan? Is that you?
Yeah, buddy, it's me. I'm here. Your mom's here too. Yep. Let's get you to the temple. All right. But Sawan is going to, like, if it's at the next, is it next door, like on the same street, or is it behind?
It's behind. It's the next street over.
Is there an alleyway?
Not between the two houses, but there is alleyways around there. Yeah, you could get to that house pretty quickly, but yeah.
Okay. All right.
There's no people doing bucket chains, or
there are people trying to do bucket chains, but it's a little bit chaotic. And like, there's a couple people who are doing like bad things. Like, there's a couple people like, ooh, a house is on fire. That's an excuse to run in and grab things from it, and it's hard to tell whether they are like grabbing things from their own house or someone else's house sometimes.
Yeah.
But at this point, Juno, something lands on your shoulder. And you look, and Mercury is there.
Oh, hey.
Can you cast invisibility on me?
Yeah, sure. So I cast invisibility.
Great, thanks, bye. It flies off.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, so Sawan's just gonna look at Adi and go, I will pay for the damages done to your house.
Sawan, don't worry about that. Let's just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Don't ever say that word, Josen. Are you okay? And she's like panicking. She's like trying to take Josen from you, but her hands are like hurt.
Like, yeah. So I'm just like gonna, like, don't touch your don't use your hands. It's fine. I'll carry him.
Well,
where do we go?
Temple of Tamden?
Tamden.
Yeah, sure. That's like that way. And she points.
Okay.
Sawan?
I had a question, but I realized that I probably don't know the answer to this. Or I might, because I know Tis and it might be tangentially related. Do I know who is like the high priest of Yemis?
Ooh, I think you would, not because of Tis, but because you're hyper aware of politics.
Okay. Do I know if they're a good person?
No, they are a opportunistic butthole who was recently promoted.
Okay, never mind then.
Okay.
We were going to Tamden.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
Thomas has had dealings with the High Priest of Yemis, and I forget what Thomas's choice words were after that conversation, or like she phrased that. That wasn't in character. I forget what Sarah's choice words were after that conversation, but they were quite graphic.
I completely forgot. It's been a whole month.
Totally with you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so we're going to Tamden.
And yeah, I'll try to calm her down a little bit by being like, I know the head priest of the Temple of Tamden. He's a good person. He'll take you in, kind of thing, as we go.
Yeah. So the two of you and the two of them make your way to the Temple of Tamden. Sawan, you have
really, I remembered a thing that I could probably do to help the house behind them.
Yeah.
Is there somebody on the street or like somebody running down the alley?
Certainly, yeah. There's all sorts of chaos. There's lots of people.
Yeah. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to point at the person who ends up running by that house, and just say, "Oh, I'm gonna." Lord, forgive me. So I'm just going to point, and I'm going to say, "This is Yemis. take care of your community. Your neighbor's house is on fire.
What? Yes.
And then I'm going to say.
And he falls prostrate on the street a little bit, and then like stands up and says, "Yemis spoke to me. I've been chosen.
Yes.
Water, everyone, water."
Yes. Okay. Cool. It did exactly what I wanted it to do.
Yeah.
So
there's just no way for that to fail, and that's in this circumstance. The sky is opening up. How can he not?
So so if it worked that way on that one person, I'm going to occasionally do it throughout our journey back to Tamden's.
Great. Then roll a deception check for me. Just to see how often it's successful.
Come on, Jess, you can do it.
Nice. Yeah. So it's relatively successful. You see a fair number of people doing things like this and responding similarly. I think one person like says, "You're not real. Fuck you." But beyond that, like a good number of people are responding positively. Some respond freaking out a little bit, but it's working relatively. Okay.
Cool.
So you guys are making your way back to the Temple of Tamden. And I think you get there, and Thomas, you see your friends rush in, and with them a woman who is severely injured with burns on her hands, and a boy who has a burn across his cheek, and also seems to be coughing with every move that anyone makes, and his arm is hanging at sort of an awkward bad angle.
Oh, thank fuck. Don't say that, dear. Don't say that. Get in here, everyone. Did any of you see Blackberry on the way?
No, I'm gonna make a run out.
Do you need anything?
Mercury stopped by. I made him invisible.
Okay, that's good.
No,
that's
I didn't.
probably what he...
Different Mercury.
Don't listen to him. Come on, darling. He's like ushering the dwarf family towards the healers.
Yeah, I could do with a second wind myself and Juniper too, but I have something that might be helping the city not go into complete chaos. I don't feel terribly great about it, but you know what? After the day everybody's had, I think that the gods will forgive.
That's really wonderful. You know, we have a lot of people here who are less steady than a lot of us who might need the healing right now, but I mean, other than that, is there anything else we can send for you?
Should I cast an illusion on you to make you look more godly? I should have done that from the beginning.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I mean, it might help.
You all know what's happening right now.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. So I'll explain very briefly.
Oh no, that's all right. I've got it as well from a different angle.
Okay.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Where's Kazan?
She went to find you.
No, she has not been here. Fuck.
Sawa goes. Her shithead brother. Like without missing a beat.
And then I look to see if there are any children around us.
Yep, and there are, of course.
And then I look and I go, never say those words. They're very bad words.
Well, if this is the most traumatizing thing that happens to them tonight, we're getting off easy.
Only use them when people deserve it. Okay. We need
someone would have been just like, kiddos, there's a time and a place for everything, and you know what? Today, if there's going to be any day that you swear, today is the day.
Yeah, good advice. Let him rip. Yeah, totally. So that's become priority number one. I was going to ask if anyone has liberated anything from a certain warehouse that could be very useful because the entire city is in chaos right now. But clearly that takes priority. So do we know where her brother might be?
No. Wait, but you have did you track Kaz? Don't you have the thing that you can track her?
What?
Or no, Kaz only has a thing that tracks me.
That Kaz is our tracker.
Kaz is the one who tracks us.
And our healer, really, we're very useless.
Well, we have to go back out anyways. There's a couple of other people I want to make sure are all right.
Okay, well, take some water skins, and, you know, if you run into a burning building, get your shirt wet and throw it over your head and just
Thomas.
Blackberry.
Your annoying pet dragon seems to have gotten me. We made our way here. Can you point me to the kitchen? I need to help out.
Oh yes, thank the gods. Oh my goodness. Thank you, my friend. Yes. Through there. Thank you so much.
Starts walking forward and then stops and then turns to Juniper and says, "Ooh, new tail," and then turns back.
And I swish and go, "Thank you."
Yeah. So can
Blackberry A, not you. Or no, Mercury A, not you. Whoever you are, you get over here. Fuck.
There's so much cursing.
Oh yeah. So Thomas, can one of your brothers lend us a hand for healing before we go back out?
Does anyone have any spell slots?
Pardon me for intruding, says someone who's there, not wearing official robes. I came to offer my services as a healer. While I am here, I'm a traveler in this town and not a member of this church. I can provide some healing assistance if needed, but my intent was to heal. Well, I want my healing to be as effective as I can. I can heal you up, or I can spend time on these people who are injured here. But if you guys are going to go out there and save more people, then I'd rather heal you.
Can I just detect thoughts on this person?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
To make sure that it's not somebody gonna fuck us over.
Yeah, absolutely. He does not resist, and you peer into his mind, and you don't see normal thoughts. You don't see anything that is familiar. You see something that looks like a star that is opening like a petal. And he says to you and says that tickles a little.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a habit in my line of work.
Understood. No, it just tickles.
Hey God, just having a moment.
Thank you so much, stranger, for your offer. It's greatly appreciated.
So, okay. So, if this person doesn't have normal thoughts, but it's a star, do I, or would I know enough to know if this is like the chain embodied in a person, or like
I will allow an Arcana check at advantage for you.
Okay, cool. It's just like,
you're already.
How do I ask this question? A 12.
You wouldn't be able. You can't confirm it without asking directly or interrogating in some way or discovering it. But that certainly is the sort of experience that you would expect from some outer being.
Okay.
My name is Basil.
Oh. Well, technically I'm down to past half health. But I'm not, in other words, I'm not feeling too well, but I think these other people might still need it more.
And how are you doing, Conduit?
Okay. Yeah. So Sawin's just gonna pull them over to the side and go, I know you know what I am, but you cannot, if you are truly here to help, you cannot call me that.
Very well.
Where other people can hear. My name is Sawin.
Sawin. I am Basil. Pleasure to meet
you.
I'm just
Pleasure to meet you.
Considering the circumstances, you seem quite unwell. If you have no objection, allow me to cast a spell to heal you.
This isn't... So
there's no bargain or anything implied. I am not that sort. I know that many of my brethren have darker minds, but I have already made my bargain, and I am quite happy with it.
Okay. I will appreciate the help any help that you are able to give.
Lays his hands on you. and you feel yourself return remarkably to health. He casts the 6th level spell Heal on you, giving you 70 hit points.
70 hit points?
But it doesn't go above your max.
I know, but like, damn. Oh, that's amazing.
And he like staggers a little bit after he finishes, and he's, oh, sorry, it's been a while since I've been able to cast the spell.
Are you all right? Do you need some water? We're feeding people.
No, please. I mean, if there's water about, that would be wonderful. But allow me to get to work.
Of course. We'll have someone bring some to you. Thank you.
So, like, Sawin, like, wants to hold out his hand and, like, shake Basil's hand and go, when this is over, I would be delighted to talk with you.
But of course. And he shakes your hand.
And then, Juniper, I'm ready to go. There's a couple other people I want to check in on before we...
Yeah.
Mercury A, find Kaz and her brother. Please,
yeah,
thank you.
Please.
On my way. Flying away.
Oh, Red. Mercury, if you could let him know that when that happens, he should find Juniper and Sawin and let them know where they are. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Sawin's gonna tell Mercury, like, where they're going to be. Like, he thinks it at Mercury. So he doesn't say it out loud, but we're gonna go to Masha's.
Okay.
Nice. Sounds
All
good.
right. We are on a scavenger hunt for NPCs.
If you pass by any warehouses on the way, you know.
Yeah, we'll be passing by, I'm sure. I mean, she doesn't live in a great part of town.
Cheers. Please take care of yourselves.
Back to Kazan. Hey, Kazan. How you doing?
Yeah. Sure am doing.
So, your brother and Taj, his assistant, that's Taaj, and you are fully decked out, and he looks at you and says, "We don't need to speak until it's time to speak, understand?"
I got you.
And he walks up to the front door of the palace area and just opens it. Doesn't knock or anything. Just walks in with you two sort of at his back, almost like you guys are his bodyguards or something. And he walks in, and as he walks in, you see the council is clearly in session. Many of the councilors are in their bedclothes or half dressed in some way, or we're wearing a nightgown but put on like trousers underneath it. You know, it's very all over the place. But the Primarch looks very put together, and he's standing at the front of the chamber. Roll a perception check for me, Kazan.
I'm so good at that. An 8.
An 8. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just a big room filled with lots of people. And the conversation is heated and political. And like everyone is fighting about things. Someone looks at you as if you don't belong here, but your brother just sort of growls, and the person just sort of shuts up and sits down, like someone's about to say something to you, but just chooses not to. And your brother just sort of walks as if he belongs right up towards where Primarch Magli Blackice is.
I'm following closely behind.
Magli Blackice interrupts someone who's speaking and says, "I feel like we are going around in circles. It's time to make a vote, but I don't know what the vote is to be on yet. So we're going to take a brief recess while I convene with some of my advisors, including many of you, and then we will discuss and come to some conclusion about what the vote will be on. Yes?" And there's like a murmuring of assent. And he says, "If you are on the advisory council, please meet me in chambers in the back room." And then he looks at your brother and nods. He says, "Of course, that includes you, my friend." Your brother looks at you and says, "We're going into the back room. You're with me now. Yes, this is not a time for doubt, Katan."
I'm with you all the way.
"We need to protect the planet. Even if you find what we do distasteful, know that that is what we are doing."
I understand.
He turns and looks forward ahead. Kazan, I want you to roll a wisdom saving throw. This is a minor thing, but this is to not be startled. as something startling is about to happen.
17.
Kazan, don't say anything. I'm right next to you. And you feel Mercury land on your shoulder. Invisible.
I'm itchy all of a sudden.
Taj looks at you and says, I know I'm young, but could you tell me, Kazan? That's your name, right? I'm sorry,
Yes.
I don't really know anything.
Yeah.
This isn't normal, right? This is much worse than normal.
It's not normal, and when we go into that back room, I need you to just look at the ground and not look at anything else.
Okay, thanks. I literally started yesterday.
I'm so sorry that you're here right now. I didn't want you to be here for this, but I'll be there for you. Don't worry. I'll keep you safe.
Thanks. Okay, great. So the two of you make your way to the back room. The back room is the size of a large living room, and there's a large round table in it. It's definitely like a meeting room. And Magli is sitting at the table, and your brother is standing like behind him in the corner and gestures for you to join him. People start trickling into the room after you guys, before you guys. There's some there before, there's some there after. Mela, stepwise, is in the room. As is a couple of other people that you recognize, some counselors who are like the chairs of their committees of various sorts, as well as a couple people that maybe it's a little creepy that they're there because they're not elected officials. Like, I don't know, there's a certain halfling who's wearing a shirt that is like a nightshirt that has stitched on it the Hubert Songshore Enterprises logo. I don't know if you've met Hubert Songshore yet, but Hubert Songshore is just sort of sitting there.
Yeah.
Also, there's this weird child who has very old eyes, just sort of sitting there, and looking very comfortable. And she stares at you and smiles and nods in recognition.
I nod back.
And you go to your seat, and the Primarch sits down and waits for everyone to come in. And he stands up and says, "Now that everyone is here," and then the door opens again, and in walks the Ashen One. And he stands at the opposite end of the room and stares at you. And the Primarch looks at the Ashen One. "Oh, Prince Alephim, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate your presence." And Mela says, "What's this about? Who are all these people? None of these people have the authority to be here. Please, please, Mela. I know that you're a firebrand, and I know that you know what you're doing, but it's really important for me that you understand that no one is here against my wishes, and that this is a room where we can make decisions that can actually help people. A room where we can make the right thing. You belong in this room. The people need your voice." "Well, who are all these people?" And he says, "Listen, we don't have time for introductions. We need to make a decision. We need now to decide what we are going to vote on in the first place. I always say that we need to tell people the truth, okay? We don't know what's going on exactly. We have some inklings that this is something to do with something from the Kava. Do you have any answers for us? People from the Kava who happen to be staring over us from this corner over here?" And your brother just looks at her and says, "We don't know anything." "Great. So we know nothing, we have nothing, and we want to tell people what?" And then someone you've never seen before speaks up and says, "Well, the most important thing is that we get out some sort of clear and concise message. We can control the messaging on this, of course, but people are going to ask questions if my newspapers don't start reporting the facts immediately. We need them to know immediately what you want them to know, Primarch. This is the most important thing. You have to decide what you want them to know. We can frame the vote around whatever it is that you need to have happen." And Prince Alephim speaks up and says, "Already there are rumblings about some who are causing disturbances. Is there a way that we can pin this on them, make this more about them?" And then a woman speaks up, a woman that you recognize, Kaz, Evangeline Corella. "I think that that organization will serve as a boogeyman only for a short time longer. We can always rile people up against them, but unless people are joining them too, it's not a useful enemy for very long, at least. Instead, what we need to do is turn them towards the real enemy. I disagree about what the real enemy is. This is highly irregular, and the fact that we're having this behind closed doors is absolutely. And at that point, the child with old eyes, just shoots a look at your brother, and just shakes her head. And your brother looks at her, and then nods, and starts walking forward.
I'm gonna get up and follow him.
He walks right behind Mela Stepwise's chair and pulls out a sword.
I grab him by the back of the neck and use all 35 points of my lay on hands on him to see what it does.
You see your brother wither and die before you. You rend his flesh from his bone, and his skin turns black and ashy, and then decays to dust, and then all that's left is a skeleton which falls to the ground and shatters. The child looks at you and says, "Ah, so there is another voice in this room." And I think that's where we end tonight's session.
Oh god.
Oh my god!
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Oh, this is too. Oh my gosh, how am I gonna wait an entire week, dude? Okay, this is the point. This is the point when the player character says, "Fuck you, man," but in the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that was fucking excellent. That was excellent. I love how that setup went down. Okay, sorry. I'll have more to say about that whole situation, but man,
So
that was
so much.
just from a story perspective.
Okay.
Poor Kaz.
Oh, yikes.
I'm never gonna be okay for the rest of my life.
Kaz is gonna need so much counseling.
So much.
Oh god.
Oh.
That's cinematography. Yes.
I know, like
Yup.
chef's kiss, but still, oh Kaz, I just want to like take her in my arms as a little baby.
Yeah.
Just be like, don't worry.
I know we joke all the time, or like we were joking all the time about how we were just gonna like, give Hadar a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah.
I feel like he would prefer to be thrown into the ocean at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I imagine.
I wonder if I'm gonna hear him in my head tomorrow.
Oh my god. I mean, technically he was just sacrificed by the Kava.
We fixed the covering. Right? There we go. We sacrificed the Kava to fix the covering.
Oh, God.
I fixed it. I did it.
Good job. Good job.
That was my plan all along.
Says I did it.
I did not do that without thinking at all.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
I mean, it seemed like it was very calculated. So,
maybe
holy crap, the anticipation leading up to that alone.
Oh.
It's like we sensed something was going to happen like that, obviously, but oh my god.
I mean, like, you knew as soon as Kaz said, "I'm with you, I'm behind you every step of the way," and then
literally.
Thing is, Hadar hasn't trusted Kaz at all, but it was his trust of Kaz in his moment that was his downfall, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Well, you know what? He probably shouldn't have been an abusive man.
Yeah, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Didn't like that very much.
Oh,
Didn't feel very nice now, did it?
Oh my god, he's gonna come back as a vengeful ghost.
I'm going to hear him in my sleep or during my waking hours tomorrow. It'll be great.
Yeah.
I mean, with all the entities out there trying to make a bargain with you, it must be nice to have one just calling you a dick.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Find out. Shall we do some experience points?
Yeah, sorry, we had to take a moment to.
Oh God!
Realize what was going on.
I feel like
adrenaline, man.
Oh my God!
Trembling.
Like, oh my God!
Jesus, fantasy Jesus.
Oh
God!
We might just roll up.
Hey,
I told
Lois,
you.
don't
I
spend
warned you.
this time attacking things now. I think I riled up my cat, who has now decided that the Lord of the Rings DVD.
Which one?
Yeah, Lois.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she's good. She was trying to chew a disc, so I'm a little worried. Okay.
Oh my God, Matt, are your hands shaking?
A little bit, sorry.
No, it's good. Are we all good?
It's a lot.
Are you
No,
okay?
it's just. Oh
Are
yeah,
you
absolutely.
alright?
Intense.
Just a lot of a session.
Yeah,
let's-
no kidding.
Oh my God!
Let's all do a
Everything.
check-in.
Oh my God! Yeah, everything from just.
Thanks a lot, Sunday Night Group.
That is
Oh
No,
my God.
seriously, thank you. That drama.
Seriously. Oh yeah, no, just everything from Yemis to God. Well, I mean, we'll relive it right now through our experience points. So,
Yeah.
let's start with our classic question. Oh boy, did you learn anything about Magli, his conspirators, or his servants?
Yep.
Let's give a point to everyone for that. Question 2. Did you express your character's class, species, or background in a meaningful and impactful way? Please nominate anyone you want for this. Feel free. We have so many moments. Yeah. Who wants to nominate someone?
Nominate Kaz.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what in particular are you nominating Kaz for?
Everything.
Everything. Yes.
Presidency.
Yeah. I mean, for I guess her background in deciding that at what was most important at this point in time wasn't like checking on her friends, but seeing what her brother was up to and what all that entailed.
Beautiful. Kaz, you have been nominated. Would you like to nominate someone for this priceless experience point?
Gosh, I mean, how can we not mention Samhain and that entire sequence? Oh.
Yeah, is it possible to nominate Tis too? I know we said at the beginning, but like that was a really good scene.
Yeah, I also
Marcus, you get an experience point as well.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Does Marcus get an experience point for last time too?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I mean, it's gonna be divided a la 4 in his campaign because they're leveling up together. But yes, he gets 2/4 of an experience point basically.
Nice.
We will mechanically figure that out elsewhere, but yes, definitely.
Yay! It's very on brand for this campaign anyway. It's the people's experience points.
Yes.
We're redistributing experience points.
Sarah, do you want to nominate Juno for an experience point for their class, background, or race?
I do, yes. I feel that being able to get to Mela Stepwise so quickly and kind of wrap things out with her and, figure out how the powerful figures in the city were about to be handling things was pretty important to know. And also she shook her bushy tails, which was adorable.
Thank you for using a bushy tail shake as
I'm sorry, it was cute.
No, I said that thank you genuinely.
Oh, okay, cool. I know she did other important things, but that was cute.
No, of course. That's perfect. That's embracing your species. Let's be real. Okay, and right back at you, Faye. Do you have a nomination for Sarah for Thomas?
Oh heck yeah, a billion. I would definitely say that his background as a priest, with that beautiful moment with the prayer and getting everybody together, was definitely really on point for him.
Oh yeah, that was fucking gorgeous. Okay. Beautiful. That's everyone, right? Yes. So, did you personally overcome a meaningful obstacle or impediment to your character? This can be personal growth, knowledge, or defeating something. Let's start with Kaz. Kaz, did you overcome an obstacle to your character?
Yeah.
What obstacle would you like to single out?
I killed my brother. I was just staring at the Oath of Vengeance, like the lieutenants. By any means necessary. By any means necessary.
Yeah, you can't do this every week, you know.
God.
Oh boy, and there are a lot of powerful people in that room who are looking at you as you do that, and they may not agree with you, and I'm very scared for your safety and well-being at this point.
I am too, but it had to be.
Where's Lady Iria when you need her, though? She'll probably have your back, probably.
We'll find out. I like the idea. Okay, Juniper, did you overcome a meaningful obstacle or impediment to your character?
I don't think so. I think she acted mostly in line with everything.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a big obstacle now.
Okay. Yeah, you supported a lot of other people in their obstacle overcoming.
Yeah. Like I was the support character in this one. It was nice. Character?
Okay. Yeah. No overcoming today. Sounds good to me. Okay. Jess, did Zawin overcome a meaningful obstacle or that you would like to single out?
Which one do I pick? Because the one is my belief, I'm gonna go for the other one. Yeah, I mean, stopping to make sure that Josen and Ati were okay and like just physically removing the beam from Josen's body was an obstacle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, beautiful. I love that. Okay. Last but not least, Thomas, did you overcome a meaningful obstacle or impediment to your character?
Yes, I had to make a conscious choice not to blow up at his patron when he was telling him something, and tried to take a beat and appreciate that this powerful being without a long history of empathy was choosing to tell him something vulnerable, and to think about everything that he has tried to come to terms with and learn as the result of losing a lot of people in his life. And it wasn't easy because it was literally someone telling him that they were technically responsible for that entire event. But I made him justify it in a couple of different ways and try to share the grace and the peace of mind that he's had trouble finding himself, because that is more important and that's what he feels should be taken away.
Yeah, I love it. I think that's beautiful and a perfect example of character deepening. I think that was just fantastic. Next up, let's do Did You Get to Know Someone Better? Did you get to know someone better? Solid. Did you get to know any of your friends better?
I don't think so, because it was very brief, the time that I've spent with people that wasn't like directly interacting with them. We're just trying to like get by through a really stressful and traumatic series of events.
Yes. I am going to counteract this because there's a thing that occurred that I think that disagrees with you, but it's a little bit pushing the bounds of the rules, which is why you're not thinking of it. But it would be, I think, just wrong for us not to say that Samhain and Tis got to know each other better. And Tis may not be in this game, but Tis is a player character, and so I feel like that warrants your inspiration.
Oh,
thank you.
I mean, I didn't do that. You did it.
Well, I mean, the fact that you were going to let me have it, even though it was pushing the boundary of it, because I would not have immediately thought of that.
Yeah, come on. No, of course. I don't know. I spent my day walking through my best friend's dreams. They're a player in another campaign. Yeah, of course that fucking counts. I feel like if I didn't count that, there'd be like an RPG horror story about like my GM didn't let me, of course. Kaz, did you get to know anyone better?
Nah.
Okay. Thomas, did you get to know anyone better?
I learned that Samhain is at a point where he's willing to let extra dimensional beings do anything magical to him, which is news.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of demonstrates to Thomas that, okay, there's something going on here. Mm-hmm. There's been some kind of like growth or drama.
Absolutely.
Because after Algernon, I would not have expected that.
Yeah. And Juno.
Well, I already have inspiration. I think you learn a lot about people when they're under pressure, but honestly, at this point, when it comes to Samhain, I think she knows him so well at this point that she would have expected him to do all the things he did to help people.
Nice. Totally fair. I think that's legit.
Would she have expected Kaz to run off and do a murder without telling her?
No, because
Thomas is aware that will happen, but
I don't know about the first murder. I don't think.
Yeah, that's a secret.
So yeah, no, this was a surprise for me, I guess, but I still have inspiration already, so.
Fair enough. Let's check in then on our beliefs. Kaz, what was your belief, and did you accomplish it or work towards it?
I wanted to protect Mela, and I think I did, at least for a second.
Fuck yeah, you did. I think it would be difficult to say anything other than that. That was the definition of protecting Mela. Literally, if you had not acted, Mela would be dead.
I was freaking out.
I feel like there's going to be moments in the game where we're going to be like, oh my god, has one of our friends been evil this entire time? And that was one of them for me. I was like, Kaz could be an evil character. We could, oh man, we've never even talked about this. That could be a thing that's happening right now.
Oh man,
I was actually expecting it to be Mela. That Mela was in on it the whole time somehow. But she's so straightforward in a lot of ways that I was doubting that. But that moment when she was with the group before she said anything, I was like,
Is she part of an evil council? No, she was specifically brought there probably with the express purpose of assassinating her.
Yeah.
She's the only non-loyalist in the room, besides Kaz.
Yep.
So we'll see what that amounts to. Hey, Kat, you're cute. Let's see. Speaking of people with beliefs, Juniper.
Oh, hey.
What was your belief, and did you accomplish it?
My belief was to implicate Evangeline in the shenanigans, and that didn't happen.
Nope, didn't happen. No belief accomplishment there. It happens sometimes. No big deal. Thomas, what was your belief, and did you accomplish it?
I know it got revised. I think I'm thinking of the original belief. I'm trying to remember. I think it got changed to having a conversation with my patron about what we can do to alleviate the situation.
Yeah, to possibly bring back the gods and what that would mean. And I think you started that conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you started that conversation, so I would give you a point for that.
Yay.
I think it's a larger conversation, and he was in a lot of pain, so that makes it sort of tricky to do that. But I think that you.
Ow! Oh, hey! What? By the way.
Well, I also think that like him opening up to you, in the way that he did, in the way that you encouraged, helps with that sort of question, right? Hey, by the way, is your boss going to come back? And if so, can we ditch you? No, it's like an awkward conversation.
I'm not trying to ditch him. He said they were friends. Why would he want to ditch him?
Samhain.
My belief was meeting up with my friend Tiss during a stressful time to have an exchange of information, and we've accomplished that in spades. strongly agree. Okay. And we didn't really have a group belief today. We decided against it because we were sort of all separated a little bit, or did we?
Yeah, I was doing everything that we can to mitigate.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Well, Thomas, you have earned an extra point for everyone.
Yay! Although they did help.
I'm not saying people didn't help, but like you.
Samhain was a god for a second there.
That's totally true. But you helped in a structural way, and everyone else sort of helped in
big structural change.
I mean, it helps. Every little bit helps. So that's our experience points. Did anyone level up?
That's a good question. My phone's dead.
What number are we supposed
10 plus 8, right?
Yeah.
You need 10 points plus the level you're gaining.
I feel confident I'm not.
So I don't think anybody's close to leveling up.
No, I have 11.
I have 15.
Wait, what?
15.
Is
Nice.
that right?
That could be right.
My
You're
phone is
usually
very
very
bad. I'll
thorough
tell
in
the
accomplishing
group
things.
chat.
So, okay, that's totally reasonable. I may give a stressful day bump and give everyone an extra experience point. Because I feel like today's session, like, I'm not saying we don't often have great sessions, but I feel like today's session, everyone was so incredibly fucking on point the entire damn time. Everything was so intense and everything was so well done that I would like to use my GM discretion to just give everyone an extra experience point.
Okay.
2? I don't know. What is a good number? Maybe we'll stick with 1 for now. I may revise that to 2 later. But for now, I'm just giving everyone an extra experience point. Because that right there is why I love playing role-playing games. Sessions like this. I am so damn lucky that I get to play with people like you guys. It means a lot to me, and I am really grateful. So thank you all so much for helping to tell the story and for being a part of this crazy thing. And I really appreciate it. So thank you all a lot. I'm going to go eat some dinner.
Yes.
9 o'clock where I am.
You're awesome, Matthew. We're lucky to play with you, I feel.
Yeah, thank you.
100%.
You're an amazing storyteller and an amazing person, and it's a privilege.
And that goes for you too, Marcus. I know you're listening.
Yes.
And with that, I am going to be signing off. So everyone, please don't forget to call your cat and feed your mom. Bye, everyone.